Hello everybody, welcome back to the show. For those of you who are watching this as a video slash podcast slash past live stream, there should be chapters in the description below and whatnot, so if you want to skip around to a particular part of this, you are more than welcome to do so. Personally, I would watch the entire thing, but that's because I'm me, and not everybody has enough free time to do that. And yes, I genuinely do watch all of my own past live streams. I don't know if that's a weird thing to do or not. I don't think it is. I mean, I watch all my videos like multiple times. I don't know. Anyways, today we're going to be talking about, somebody named Chris Tyson. You may have heard of him. You may not have, but they are trans. They use any and all pronouns, and people are very upset about it, and they're still very upset about it, which is kind of sad and pathetic. But before we get started, welcome to the stream, Pancake Panic. Hello, Olivia Bean. First people in chat. But yeah, man, people are very obsessed with somebody they've never met. You know, it's one of those things where people have these parasocial relationships with people on the internet, and then as soon as they find out that the person they have a parasocial relationship is slightly different than than the caricature of them that they had already set up in their head, you know, people go apeshit, right? People go crazy. And it's a very sad thing, but unfortunately, that's just how it is. Now, I thought that after the whole Sunny V2 thing, people would stop bitching and moaning about Chris Tyson being trans, especially after Mr. Beast himself, yes, Mr. Beast, responded to a tweet about Sunny V2's video, being like, oh yeah, can y'all, like, fuck off and stop being transphobic? Like, Chris is my friend, so can you not do that? But, it seems like people are so obsessed with dictating how other people live their own lives that they're still going at it. They're still going at it. And considering you're starting out, I don't think watching your own live streams is that weird. Just seems like it would be part of the learning process. Yeah, that's true. Honestly, I watch, well, I don't know. I guess I do listen to other people's live streams as, like, podcasts as well. So I guess it's not, yeah, I guess it's not weird. I feel like I'm always gonna do it, because I always want to improve, right? I want to always, like, my goal is to be as entertaining as possible. And if I am anything short of very entertaining, I'm doing my job wrong, okay? I'm doing my job wrong. But, that's okay. That's okay. But anyways, I think, you know, rather than just, ranting about, jeez, I need some water. I guess, I don't know. It's just so silly. Like, the fact that people care so much is mind-boggling, and it's also very sad. But, I don't know. I mean, if you go onto YouTube, right, and you search, hold on, you search Chris Tyson. One of the first, oh god, Acheeto. Oh, I fucking hate that guy. Chris Tyson keeps getting worse from this shitter named Acheeto, who I might make a video on. Mr. Beast's trans friend Chris is a nightmare from Blair White. Ah, yes, my favorite grifter, who lied about their political compass test. I'm sure this is fine. I hope. D'Angelo Wallace making a based video, it seems. I don't know anything about him, though. Maybe he's cringe sometimes. I have no idea. But he's based there. Chris is gross for this. It's like people are so mad over this. It's insane. It's genuinely insane. Here's a video that's like obvious clickbait. Mr. Beast confirms he fired Chris Tyson. Yeah, that didn't fucking happen. Holy shit. Oh my god. Message to Mr. Beast friend Chris Tyson on disrespecting Islam. It's like, shut the fuck up, no one cares. Well, what I find fascinating is conservatives will complain about cancel culture until it's convenient for them to not. Like, once it's convenient for them to be shitty and try to cancel people, then it's okay. But until then, until it's convenient for them to use as a tool, yeah, no, then it's bad. So I think the first video we're going to be watching is from the 3 Muslims, because I'm guessing that they're going to bitch and whine about it. This is a very, you know, you got to love the thumbnail and how, the contrast and saturation of this guy is way higher than the image of Chris, because they're lazy and couldn't be fucked to color correct properly. But, you know, we're gonna look past that. Maybe this video is an absolute masterpiece, you know? There's no way of knowing until we watch it. I can't hear it. Okay, hold on. Whoa, hello, are you gonna... Audio? Hello? Hello, Jalen. Femyoz is trans, you better believe I am. Early likes get more people in for anyone who wants that, whether you enjoy hearing Femyoz talk, or just some mayhem, or you're the one Nazi lady who uses this stream to advertise, there, do it, yeah. Olivia Bean is right. Oh, oops. Yeah, Olivia Bean spitting straight facts. Agreed, hell yeah. Yeah, but yeah, the Chris Tyson hate is getting insane. It's fucking absurd. I just don't understand, like, why people care so much. Hello, Frogtown. My favorite thing is that Jimmy is 100% Chris. He's literally his best friend. Yeah, for real. Literally nothing about Chris has changed. The only difference is literally just the fact that Chris dresses differently now. Like, oh no, Chris is wearing feminine clothes. What will we ever do? The world's gonna fucking explode. It's like, who fucking cares? Oh my god. Literally, shut the fuck up, you stupid piece of shit. Oh my... I can't stress enough how obnoxious some people are, I swear. Okay, I think I fixed the audio. So, yeah, Mr. Beast has Crohn's disease. I did not know that. I did not know that. So the first dog shit video we're going to be watching on Mr. Beast and Chris Tyson is from the 3 Muslims. It's called Message to Mr. Beast friend Chris Tyson on disrespecting Islam. They really had to capitalize these words, you know, because yeah, reasons, I guess. To be fair though, I've done the same thing in the past, so I can't criticize them too harshly for that. But yeah, without further ado, yeah, I guess we'll get on to the video.
Chris Tyson. Chris Tyson is the person who works for or with Mr. Beast on his channel. You probably all will recognize him if you watch Mr. Beast. And what you don't know is that in 2017, he put out a series of tweets. Now, again, yes, this is in 2017, so years ago, but I don't think he has been on the public record apologizing to the Muslim community or retracting these.
Okay, here's the meme. Don't say you love the anime if you haven't read the manga. Oh, come on, that's fucking funny. Who unironically gets mad over that? That's what people are bitching about? Come on. What would he be apologizing for? Oh, sorry, guys, for being too funny. Like, shut the fuck up and stop being such a sensitive piece of shit loser, okay? You sound fucking retarded when you bitch about this. Nobody gives a shit. It's an obvious joke. Literally, who the fuck cares?
Egregious statements that he made.
Oh, they're so egregious. I can't believe somebody would dare make a joke about Islam. This is blasphemy.
So first one, here you could see an event that occurred, a very catastrophic event. It was very, very heartbreaking. And he...
Okay. Well, but the tweet was in 2017. That's 16 years after it happened. I don't think that... I think 16 years after something happens, you can make a fucking joke about it, okay?
For some reason feels it's fit to post that.
It is! It's a good fucking joke!
You know, don't say you love the anime if you haven't read the manga.
Yeah, it's a based tweet. It's a banger tweet. It's something I would tweet.
Citing that, oh, it's Islam that did this. Not political warfare.
Dude, it's a fucking joke! It's not that serious! It's a literal fucking joke. Holy shit.
Not the wars that were waged in the Middle East by the...
Dude, shut the fuck up. No one cares. It's a joke. He's not actually... Oh my god. He acts like an edgy joke is like somehow like his actual opinion on Islam. It's like, obviously, everybody fucking knows that Islam itself is not the same thing as radical Islam. Nobody is disputing that. But it's literally just a fucking joke.
West.
Like, these people are so humorless that they will take the most obvious joke and record, what is this? A 7-minute segment bitching about it. Because they are so fucking sad and pathetic that they can't detect the most obvious form of satire. Oh my god, these people would be the most miserable and boring people to be around in real life. You make a joke and then they're right, they fucking start chastising you for daring to say something that was slightly too offensive.
Not hateful, spiteful ideology that's backed by political reasons, not religious ones.
Yeah, that's like every religion. Okay? But it's called a joke. Okay? I make jokes at the expense of Islam, Christianity, Judaism, you name it, okay? I'm fine with making all of those jokes. And I think that they are all fair game. I don't know too much about other religions, so I don't know what I would joke about. I don't know, like, well, what would be a joke you would make about Buddhism? I have no idea.
But yes, let's just throw it down to religion.
Dude, it's not that deep, little bro. It's not that deep.
Next, we have...
Alright, let's read this out loud. Between what happened at the Ariana Grande concert and what's going on in the Philippines, why the fuck do we even take Islam serious? It's an old... What? Why is it censored? I'm guessing it's an old... It says it's an old shit, backwards religion that hates anything different and treats women like shit. Why the fuck do people still accept it? I mean, true. But that's true about every religion, right? Like, I will say, you know, like, if you're gonna shit on Islam, right, you should also shit on Christianity and other religions, right? Like, you should, like, you know, you gotta expand your horizons a little bit. I'm not sure how many jokes Chris Tyson has made about Christianity. You know, if they never made any jokes about Christianity, maybe then yeah, I'll agree. Maybe they need to expand their horizons a little bit. But there's nothing wrong with you know, jokes or like shitting on a religion, right? It's like, and ultimately, I do think that Chris Tyson is you know, taking an optics L here, maybe. But it's very important to distinguish the difference between religion as an institution versus religious people themselves. Chris Tyson doesn't have anything against individual religious people, at least not as far as I'm concerned. Maybe he does behind the scenes, but based on what we know, he doesn't have anything against individuals choosing to practice any given religion. I don't think he gives a shit, right? That being said, I think that, there are issues with religious institutions and the way that religion is used to justify really shitty things, right? Now, calling a religion shit is a very abrasive way of, expressing that opinion, and one that probably isn't going to, change the minds of any religious people. Okay, I'll give you that. He's not no one no staunch Muslim is gonna see this and be like, ah, fuck. I guess my religion is pretty shit. Huh, well, fuck, I'm an atheist now, right? Like, that's not gonna happen, right? But ultimately, I don't think that these tweets are that big of a deal, because the goal here is not to make actual Muslims feel bad. Even if that's what happens if it's taken the wrong way, that's not the goal. The goal is to point out genuine issues that exist, right? Like, there are genuine, like, when there are theocratic regimes where the law is based on Islam, that's fucking retarded. And anybody who calls it out is right in doing so, okay? I'm sorry, but if your country is a country where women aren't allowed to show their fucking ankles, then yeah, I'm sorry, but you live in a shit country, and it's shit because of Islam. There's no way around it. That's not to say that anybody who practices Islam is a shitty person. There is absolutely nothing wrong, with practicing Islam. Okay, you are more than welcome to do that, as long as you don't do it in a way that negatively affects other people or suppresses people's rights. That is perfectly acceptable. And I am 99.99% sure that Chris Tyson takes that exact position, okay? Anybody who can read between the lines will come to that conclusion, okay? Again, maybe he didn't word it the best way, but that's because he's not he's not a political figure the same way I am, right? He doesn't do politics for a living, right? So he might take a few optics L's every now and again.
Him tweeting about what happened at the Ariana Grande concert a few years ago, saying, "Why the bleep do we even take Islam
You can say the word fuck.
serious? It's an old, backwards religion that hates anything different and treats women like bleep."
Like shit? Yeah, true.
Why do people still accept it? So in a tweet, this is funny. In a tweet where he's saying Islam doesn't accept anything.
Islam at its most extreme definitely doesn't. People that like casually sort of kind of practice Islam, but they don't care about it that much, or it's like they don't like try using it as a justification to be shitty to other people, that's fine. I don't think that anybody has an issue with that. It becomes an issue, and this goes for any religion, by the way, not just Islam, okay? It goes for Christianity as well. When it's taken to its most extreme, it becomes a problem. Or when it is being used as a justification to treat other people like shit, or as justification for a theocratic or authoritarian regime. In those instances, no, it's not okay. All right? Now, I believe that there are better ways to make these criticisms. Now, obviously, it's just like a couple tweets, right? One of them is a joke. One of them is kind of an optics L. But the overall message of what he's saying was correct, right? So I don't think he needs to apologize because other people are choosing to be uncharitable and not read between the fucking lines, right? it's not his fault that other people are deliberately being obtuse. Okay? If you're gonna be obtuse, that's your fault. That's Chris Tyson is not obligated to spoon feed you any and all political positions or positions on religion, okay?
He's completely rejecting all of Islam and all of the Muslims.
Based.
A very hateful tweet to
Cry harder.
fight a hateful religion. What is this?
I mean, it is kind of a hateful religion. Look, I'm not saying that everybody who practices Islam is hateful. There are plenty of Islamic people that are perfectly fine, okay? Not all Muslims are cringe, okay? But like, when it comes to Islam, there are genuine issues with it, broadly, right? Now, that's not to say that there's anything wrong with believing in Islam or practicing Islam. Again, you're well within your rights to do so. But that being said, it's absurd to just pretend like there aren't issues.
Someone put out a video about him, about Chris becoming a woman now, identifying as a woman, and saying it's going to be a problem for Mr. Beast. And this is what Mr. Beast replied. This is getting absurd. Chris isn't my nightmare. He's my friend, and things are fine. All this T-phobia is starting to piss me off.
All this T-phobia? You mean transphobia? Why do you... What? Huh? What? Okay.
So how come?
Like, this just goes to show how fucking sensitive these people are. Oh my god.
This T-phobia is pissing you off.
The way the guy on the left is shaking his head.
No.
Why is that so funny?
So how come this T-phobia is pissing you off when it comes to your friend? But his own or their own Islamophobia in 2017, there's no reprimanding of that. You didn't.
Okay, look, taking old ass tweets that are like kind of an optics L, and then using that as like a oh yeah, that means that you're a bad person because of one tweet you made. Fucking wait, in 2017. Wait, what the fuck? That was 6 years ago. I feel old now. Holy sh. 2017 was actually so long ago. It feels like it was like last year. What the fuck? Anyways, me feeling old aside, all right? Me feeling like an old cunt aside. It was 6 years ago. Who fucking cares? They probably don't even remember tweeting that, to be completely honest.
Say anything about that. You didn't call anyone out for that. Unless you had a private discussion with them. I don't know. There was nothing done. There was no public apology. So
apology for what? One fucking tweet? Like out of the thousands of other tweets? Like, you think that Chris genuinely remembers tweeting that? I mean, I don't know. Maybe their memory is really fucking good. Who knows? I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember like half the shit I say.
So why is there this discrepancy when there's someone you work so closely with? Now,
what?
I think it's too much to push Mr. Beast for something he has like basically nothing to do with, because it's not him, it's not his life, it's not his decision. So I think people need to back off on him. But I wanted to call this out because I do think it's a discrepancy. That he calls one kind of phobia out and not the other. One kind of.
Okay, interesting. I mean, if you want to say that, I guess if the point you're trying to make is, hey, I really don't like the way this paints Islam. I personally don't see Islam this way. And I think that you should be criticizing, institutional powers and whatnot, and people that use Islam maliciously. You should be criticizing them. As somebody who believes in Islam, this isn't what I stand for. This has nothing to do with Islam. These people are are just radical Islamic people who aren't actually, doing what they're not doing what Islam actually preaches. Okay, we're a religion about peace. Okay, we're not about that shit. I feel like that would be a much better argument. And at that point, that would be a valid criticism of Chris Tyson. And that would, fair enough. I still don't think it's that big of a deal. But, if, and I know, and maybe I was quick to be abrasive and jump the gun and be kind of an asshole while reacting to this, right? But, if these people are genuinely, I can tell that they're sensitive people, right? But if they're willing to show a certain level of respect to everybody and be kind to everybody, then I don't think that there's anything inherently wrong with being a little bit on the more sensitive side, right? As long as you're not awful to other people, right? Now, personally, I'm not very, in my personal life, I'm way more sensitive, right? On the internet, I'm not very sensitive, right? But I don't expect other people to be sensitive to me. It's as long as you're consistent with it, I feel like it's fair.
Discrimination out and not the other. So I think that is fair to hold him accountable to. Everything else, and aside from that, I don't think people should try and cancel Mr. Beast. They've been trying to for so long. I think he does a lot of great work. He's done so much more than a lot richer people have in the past. A lot more successful people, have done in the past. He's cured or helped cure a lot of blind people. Through paying for their medical procedures. He's done a lot of good, and I think people just want reasons to hate on him.
True. He's spitting straight facts now.
And I think that's absolutely absurd and messed up. So I think we should, within what's reasonable, have this discussion about him and about some of the claims that Chris has made.
Okay, you know what? This isn't so bad. This take actually is pretty tame. I think that it's not worth making a video about, but hey, if you got hurt by it and you just want to have a respectful discussion, you don't have any issues with their gender identity or anything, then you know what? Fair enough. I think I was wrong to jump the gun.
Inshallah, starting next week, we'll have a call-in show every Wednesday, so stay tuned for that, inshallah. Because it would be nice to get some people on here to chat respectfully,
bro.
You know what? I feel bad now. These seem like actually nice people. Fuck. I know I was quick to make fun, but it's like every time I see a video where somebody's dunking on Chris for no reason, it's like I immediately go into Chris Tyson defense mode. You know what I mean? But these are actually okay. You know what? This isn't so bad
about this topic.
I hope they don't ruin it. Okay, I'm gonna be charitable now.
Yes. Is there more, bro?
I think it's best that we take a few comments and end off the stream here. We've discussed a lot and made a lot of points.
Okay.
You know what? The fact that they're not being transphobic. You know what? Honestly, mad respect.
We don't want to delve too deep into
mad respect for that.
Anyone's personal life.
That's true.
Yeah, I like that. You're not insulting, you're not making fun of, you're not doing anything like this. You just.
That's what I thought it was going to be the case. I genuinely thought that they were going to be being pass. I thought this was going to be a passive aggressive way of oh my god, I'm spacing out of being awful to Chris, and then being oh, well, you shouldn't be mad when people get transphobic. The transphobia is justified. Oh, and plus on top of that, you're also a hypocrite because in 2017, 6 years ago, in this one tweet you made, this joke was too edgy. Okay, I will say, them getting mad over the edgy joke was a terrible way to start. I feel like if they had shown the second tweet they showed, where it was more of a serious point that Chris was making, and then they showed the joke, that would have been smarter. But hey, that's okay. You know what? I think I was too mean to these guys. They seem like sweet dudes, okay? I'm sorry. The three Muslims, I wholeheartedly apologize. Forgive me for my sins, okay? Y'all seem like you're chill.
You're calling a spade a spade. You know, you're saying how it is.
Yeah.
And it has to be this way. It has to be this way, especially in the day that we live in. And just, you get the picture, bro.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Speaking of calling a spade, one last point I want to mention, in light of everything I mentioned before, is I think the worst part about liberalism and liberal governments is they don't
Oh no, no! Are they ruining it? Oh god, please don't ruin it.
care if you hurt yourself. That's why some of them allow like you to, you know, like assisted sui.
Assisted suicide? What do you mean by assisted suicide? That's very vague. Are you talking about when people are like for instance, if I get paralyzed and I'm paralyzed for the rest of my life, I would want to die. If I'm like unable to like do anything, right? If I'm like conscious but unable to like talk, especially, I would just want to be put out of my misery. Would they classify that as an assisted suicide? Man, I was being look, I'm sure that these are like nice guys with good intentions now that I'm like hearing more of what they're saying, but I'm going to go on a limb and guess that they have some bad takes. You know what? Let's continue watching, okay? We can't judge the video until it's over, all right? I mean, we can and I will, but
Gotcha.
Right. They don't care about you. You can drink yourself until you're offed from this world.
See, but I don't think that a government stepping in would solve any issues, right? I feel like it's up to people to enforce it socially, if that makes sense. For there to be social pressure against getting blackout drunk, for instance, right? Like, that should be something that we kind of frown upon. Because it's like, yeah, if you get, like, super drunk and then, like, you become unconscious and throw up all over yourself, like, yeah, you're being a fucking retard, right? Like, don't do that. It's cringe, right? But, you know, it's like as long... And obviously, if somebody has, like, a drinking problem or whatever, or they're using it to cope with their depression, obviously that's not good. And you know, they should get the help that they need, right? It shouldn't be like a criminal offense. Honestly, drugs shouldn't be criminalized, period, right? Like, doing them, okay, selling them, maybe, yeah, sure. But doing drugs, well, I mean, even then, it's like, well, if you're selling drugs because you literally have no other means of getting money, then it's like, I don't know. It's complicated. It's complicated.
World. Really, they don't care. If you're in the middle of the street with a knife or something, yeah, you got a bunch of cops pointing their guns at you. Some of them nice, some of them are mean. Someone's trying to help you, some don't care. They're just trying to protect the public or whatever.
I mean, I mean, yeah, in general, like, a lot of the time, the government doesn't care about issues that they should care about. I'll give you that. I'll give them that. I think we probably believe that for completely different reasons, though. I'm sure. I mean, unless these guys are all, like, socialists. If they're socialists, then that's pretty based. I hope they're socialists.
That's why they pull their gun and not a taser. But
well, to be fair, a taser is not a ranged weapon, right? I feel like a gun, though, should be last resort type of thing, right? And the reason that you would point a gun is not because you intend to kill, right? This is just a last resort thing, and it intimidates them, right?
You know,
whether or not you should use intimidation tactics, that's a different discussion. But I think in the case of somebody, like, holding a knife to somebody's throat, yeah, you should probably intimidate them.
With everything else, they don't care what you do to yourself. You can mess yourself up in every way to Sunday, and they don't care. As long as you don't push religion onto anyone, literally.
Wait, what? Huh? Well, no, you shouldn't push religion onto anybody. I think that it is up to people to, and ultimately, like, here's the thing, right? There are things that the government could care about. They could step in, but at that point, they would be overstepping their bounds, right? At least in my opinion, because something that the government cannot account for is nuance. I mean, it can and it can't, right? But the legal system, for instance, can only account for so much nuance because any given situation is going to be unique, one of a kind in some way, right? Not any given situation. Most of the time, yeah, there's going to be at least some sort of caveat, right? Whether or not it's important or not, that's a different. I don't know. But if you want to take, if like for instance, in terms of getting less people to harm themselves, for instance, maybe we should prevent the things that cause them to harm themselves from happening in the first place, okay? They're not going to suddenly be happier if you're like, well, you go to jail if you cut yourself or some shit. It's like, no, that's not going to fix anything. Physically preventing somebody from committing suicide, for instance, doesn't make them any happier. In fact, you might actually be maximizing human suffering in that instance. So, at that point, not sure if I can get behind that. I believe that everybody has the right to take their own life, right? I don't think it's a good idea for anybody to do it. At least not in most situations, because most of the time, it can get better. There is light at the other end of the tunnel, right? And that's why I'm generally against committing suicide. However, fundamentally, what I am opposed to, above all else, is human suffering. Death in of itself is not suffering. The only suffering it causes is, you know, the only reason death causes suffering is it causes suffering for the people that were close to the person that died, right? It doesn't cause suffering to the person that actually dies. Unless you're talking about, well, the process of dying is painful or whatever. Okay. Well, then maybe that sometimes, yeah, that could be true, right? A lot of dying can be painful, especially if you get, like, cancer or something really nasty like that. But at that point, that's still not a good argument, because it's like, well, nobody should be obligated to suffer for other people's happiness. Like, that's fucking absurd, right? So that wouldn't be, like, either way, you know, let's just continue.
As long as you don't push religion or strict ideology onto anyone.
Yeah, well, strict ideology, as in, it, like, in what, that's a very vague thing, because not all ideologies are equal. What do you mean by strict ideology? Do you mean, like, having, like, rigid principles and being like, this is what I believe and I strongly believe that? If that's the case, that's perfectly fine. If your ideology, but if your ideology consists of we should force people to live a certain way, that's fucking stupid and deranged.
They don't care. So that's something to keep in mind when you're evaluating these liberal ideologies and your way of living. And by the way, this is why Islam is a lot more superior. And we can.
Oh God, I was trying to be charitable to them. I thought, oh, I was being too mean. You know what? I'm starting. You know what? I think I'm gonna take back my apology for being too mean to them.
We can, inshallah, discuss that maybe on next week's stream. Why Islam is superior than the Western way of life.
Oh God, no, you ruined it, man. I should have clicked off the video, and then I would have thought, oh, there's 3 nice dudes that, you know, they just don't understand a few things, right? But no.
Inshallah, yeah, inshallah.
What a shame, man. What a shame, Chris. May Allah genuinely guide everyone, bro. I mean,
Allahumma ameen. And as a cherry on top, like I always mention, Europe was a dying nation. Yes, Europe was dying, East and West.
I think we're doing just fine. Thank you. Well, I mean, I'm not European, but the Western world is doing just fine right now. Okay.
We're at war with each other.
We don't need an authoritarian regime to be successful, because authoritarian regimes actually would make us less successful if that's what we were, right? Because all authoritarian regimes do is decrease human happiness and increase human suffering. That's all they do, right? Like generally as a rule.
They were dying, and the Islamic way saved them because they translated all the Islamic books and the Islamic method and Islamic law and Islamic philosophy and Islamic science and math and all this stuff.
Okay, but you do realize that okay, I'm not gonna say that all of Islam is terrible. Okay, that would be ignorant to be like it's all bad and it all sucks, right? It's like a lot of it is bad, sure. For instance, their prophet Muhammad, raped a fucking 9-year-old. Okay, but they really like this prophet for some reason. I don't know why. Either way, but like there are some good aspects to any religion's philosophy. There's fucked up shit and then there's good shit, right? Same thing with Christianity. I talk about this all the time, right? It's like Christianity has some really fucked up shit in there, and that's why I don't subscribe to it as an ideology. But like there's some you know, there's some good shit in there, like, you know, hidden beneath all the terrible shit, right? Like following in the footsteps of Jesus is generally a good thing, right? Like, yeah, be like the whole concept of love thy neighbor and be kind to everybody. All that is great, right? All like I don't know. It's
And they translate it into their
oh wait, I need to wear my headphones.
language, and they took it and they adopted it, and then they ended up progressing themselves.
But like again, like all of the good shit from there, like we can cherry pick that and use it secularly. Okay? Certain ideas like following in the footsteps of Jesus and that like in being like kind to people and like supporting those who are in need of your support if you have the means to give it to them. Like those ideas we can use. Those are really good ideas, for instance. And then we can also take some good ideas from Islam, right? But that doesn't mean we have to subscribe to either of those things as an ideology.
The Age of Enlightenment would not have existed without Islam. We would be technologically regressed by 300 years if it wasn't for Islam.
You don't know that. I mean, I can look into this, but I highly doubt that that's correct. I don't think it was Islam that, and if you want to argue, oh, well, Islam influenced the people that ended up doing it, sure, maybe you could argue that. But, like, Christianity influenced a lot of important people as well. But it wasn't because of Christianity that we advanced as a society or as a species. I think the what's not being understood here is well, I don't know. Oh, they debate it? There's no way. I was like, that's too good to be true. I thought that it was gonna be Matt Vaush debating Mr. Beast. I'm like, what the fuck? Since when? Why didn't I hear about this? Okay. Well, that was a shit video. Very disappointing. They almost made a good video and then they ruined it. Chris is trying to make his son trans? Okay. Do you want to fucking debate me on that? Acheeto uploaded a garbage video on Chris today? Yup. I haven't seen it yet. You're too young to be feeling old already? True. But I am, nonetheless. He won't even say trans, it's not a fucking slur, but listening to him, you wouldn't know that. Yeah. Present? See ya? Alright, see ya. Observed in high school. I will say blaming a shooting on Islam is definitely Islamophobic. It was an emotional response, but I mean, these tweets were from years ago. I doubt they represent his actual views. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. It's like bad optics, but I don't think like he actually meant the like it came across wrong. But in the context of the type of person he is, I don't think that whatever. Anybody could have. I don't think anybody would have cared this much if Chris wasn't a part of the Mr. Beast crew and didn't have a family or whatever. I guess, but either way, there's no good reason to care. Yeah, sure. I'm sure Chris is still a great parent, in quotation marks, but I am still gonna hope the child grows up normal. What do you mean by normal? Do you mean not trans? Like, this entire belief system only functions on the presupposition of trans people being bad and of gay people being scary. Like, you have to be fucking retarded to believe this shit, right? You have to presuppose a bunch of bullshit first. The amount of hate that Chris and Dylan Mulvaney have to endure is heartbreaking and infuriating. I hope they have a good support system. Yeah, same. The bar may be low, but they are fighting against cultural quicksand with all the shit people have said about Dylan Mulvaney while talking out of their ass. I'm surprised no one's been sued for defamation. True. Honestly, true. I don't know. To be fair, though, if I was Dylan Mulvaney, I mean, I would probably be too lazy to sue somebody. I mean, unless I can make a lot of money off the lawsuits. I don't know. Because I ultimately, my goal would be to get the bag. Femboys are amazing. True. Real. Based and red-pilled. Think they're referring to transition as an assisted suicide? No way. What? Wait, they could? Yeah, you're right. They could have. That could be what they meant by that. If that's what they meant, if that was a dog whistle, I did not pick up on it. Holy shit. You better be prepared to be tough, yeah. Selling them should be regulated, but just saying shit's illegal and treating it as a crime and not a medical issue is worse than useless. True. It's worse than doing nothing. It can be an issue when you have a situation like what we have in Canada, where the government sees encouraging assisted suicide as a cost-saving measure. Yeah, well, it shouldn't be something used for economic reasons. That Islam is superior. I'm pretty sure being a normal human being is 100% superior. I love Christians too. I used to be Catholic before deciding no religion is for me. Yeah, exactly. Literally. Some of the nicest people I've met are Christians. Some of the biggest dickheads too. Yeah, exactly. Like, it has nothing to do with the religion, right? People are already, like, establish their personalities, and then they use religion. Like, they work backwards from there, and then use religion to justify them being either a good or a bad person. Like, they just project themselves as people onto religion, including their worst aspects. And that's why a lot of religious people are really shitty, is because they use it as an excuse to not improve as people. Either way, BJ Guns 2009, do you want to fucking debate me? And do you like monkeys? What? What kind of fucking question is that? Yeah, the monkeys are pretty cool, I guess. What? I know that you're trying to be racist, probably, or something, but... It's like, oh, there's brown people on screen, or there was for a while. So that I'm guessing that's why you sent those. People are fucking insane, I swear. People will find any excuse to treat people like shit sometimes, you know? Oh my god. Nah, I'm not trying to debate, lol, no hate. But I'm not racist. I have black uncles. Well, you can have black uncles while being racist. I'm not saying you are. Maybe you're just genuinely. Maybe you just like going to the zoo a lot, and you like monkeys and chimpanzees and elephants and zebras. Maybe you just really like monkeys as one of them. All my trans, gay, pan, and gender non-conforming homies, stay safe out there. It's some really scary times right now. True. But yeah, I like going to the zoo too. Yeah. Okay, that's fair enough. Well, if you like going to the zoo, fair enough, I guess. I can't criticize you for that. Just don't say stupid shit like, Chris is trying to make his son trans, lol. If you don't want to fucking debate me. Okay, if you want to say stupid shit in my chat, you better be able to defend it, okay? Anyways. It is time to watch another video, okay? Alright, let's see here. Let's watch Acheeto's god-awful video. I haven't even watched it. It's 8 minutes and 3 seconds. Oh, just so conveniently over that 8-minute mark for those sweet, sweet mid-roll ads. Unfortunately for Acheeto, I have an ad blocker now. Yeah, get fucked, cunt. I haven't even
Cheeto
watched.
plushies
Oh
are
my god, stop lagging.
doing, and I'm not talking about him taking HRT. I already spoke about that.
Yeah, oh, we already spoke about that. Okay. Gee.
I don't have an issue with him taking HRT. I just found it sad that his
Oh my
kid
God,
isn't gonna have a proper father figure growing up. But after that took place,
Bro, what kind of bullshit is this? Oh, he doesn't have a proper father figure growing up. Like, buddy, that's not how this works, okay? I just can't fathom being so fucking stupid that you don't realize that oh my god, my fucking brain is, like, genuinely rotting right now. Look, I just can't imagine being so fucking stupid that you don't even realize that lesbian couples who adopt children end up with children that are just as successful as those that are adopted by straight couples, okay? All that matters is having two parents in a stable household. But that's not what is happening here because they got divorced. Okay, well, are you against divorce? Do you think it would be better if Chris Tyson decided, oh, well, on one hand, I could choose to come out and be myself and do what makes me happy, or I could force myself to live for other people and be on the verge of suicide 24/7. Which one would be preferable? Would it be preferable for Chris Tyson to... Sorry, would it be... what do you think would be preferable for Chris Tyson's son, Tucker? Would it be preferable for Tucker to come home to his masculine father hanging from the ceiling fan? Or would it be better for him to come home to his gender non-conforming parent who is happy and there for him? What do you think is preferable, Yeah, it should be an easy question to answer, but some people are so fucking stupid that they can't answer that.
Chris
Either
Tyson
way.
decided to make it even harder for people to support him, as he ended up having a public beef with a random Twitter user in which Chris Tyson got so butthurt, right? He got so upset over this beef that he flexed $1 million on...
Oh no, somebody flexed their money in a tweet. Oh god, the world's gonna explode. Literally, who gives a shit? Literally, who gives a shit? Chris is being based. It's like, yeah, if somebody's gonna talk shit, like, they're well within their rights to do that. I don't see the issue. The fuck?
On this guy, this random Twitter user, to prove a point that we
Oh, boo-hoo. Who fucking cares?
already know, which is that Chris Tyson is rich, and richer than most of us. Like, congrats, dude. So
Yeah, okay. So Chris Tyson decided to talk shit back to someone who was talking shit and being transphobic? I don't see the issue. Are you just not allowed to talk shit once you have a platform of a certain size? I mean, I talk shit all the time, but I'm a small YouTuber, so that's to be expected, right? And when I'm a big YouTuber, is that gonna be off limits suddenly? Are people gonna get mad at me? I mean, yeah, they probably will. People already get mad at me over stupid shit.
I made a video criticizing him on that, but ladies and gentlemen, in the last few days,
He made an entire fucking video on that. Oh my god.
is Chris Tyson, I think he just wants people to hate him at this point, right? Because, like, why?
Alright, I can't wait. Alright, let's see what the good reason for hating Chris Tyson is, okay? You know, whatever Acheeto was gonna show must be so bad that it will cause you to hate Chris Tyson.
Why else would you do this? Chris Tyson is posting pictures to his Snapchat story.
Oh no! Tucker is wearing high heels! Oh no! That's so horrible! I can't believe he would let his son do such a horrendous thing! If it was his daughter, would anybody be complaining about it? If he had a little girl instead, and his little girl was wearing high heels, do you think that anybody would be bitching about it? Fuck no! No one would give a shit. The only reason that anybody gives a shit is because people have arbitrarily decided that it's wrong for whatever reason for a boy to wear girls' clothes. It's like, oh, if you're born with a penis, you're not allowed to wear this piece of fucking fabric. It's like, who fucking cares? My guess is that Tucker wanted to be like his dad and wear similar shit to what his dad wears, which I think is perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to have a little kid who's also gender nonconforming. Like, what is the harm being done? I don't understand. Like, what? Like, if this is what his son wants to wear, then what's the problem?
Dress.
But let me guess. Oh, he's grooming his kid because there's no way that any child could possibly want to cross-dress. No, that would never happen.
Dressing his 2-year-old son in high heels. Here, Tucker chose to slay this morning.
Yeah, Tucker chose to slay. Not, I put him in this outfit. He chose this outfit for himself. What do you want Chris Tyson to do? Is he supposed to be like, no, bitch, you can't wear high heels because you're a boy? Is that what you wanted? Is that more ideal in your worldview? I know for a fact it is.
Except, no, he didn't. He did not choose to slay this morning. He did not.
So you have decided that you know what happened in that situation. You have decided that you somehow have read Chris Tyson's mind. And you somehow know that oh no, it wasn't a choice. Chris Tyson was like, put on the high heels, bitch. Like, whatever happened to the concept of charitability and being charitable to people even when you disagree with them? I don't understand. Like, sure, sometimes I'm guilty of being uncharitable a little bit, but like, when I'm actually reacting to content, even though I might insult somebody or shit on them, if somebody makes a good point, for instance, like, I'll acknowledge that they made a good point, right? The same thing should go, like, if you don't like Chris Tyson, fine, I don't give a shit. You don't have to like anybody. I mean, sure, like, there's no good reason to dislike them, but whatever. More power to you, I guess, as long as you're not doing anything fucking malicious or whatever as a result of that hatred for whatever reason. Like, you can feel however you want as long as you're not a dick, right?
Not choose to wear these high heels, and I'll explain to you why.
Oh, okay, I can't wait to hear the explanation.
Why? This kid can barely do two things, walk and speak. This kid...
I don't know. Some children learn to speak pretty early. And kids can choose clothes. And this is gonna come from, and actually I know for a fact that kids can choose clothes, because because for those of you who don't know, I have autism, okay? And it doesn't affect me as much anymore. It still affects me, but not to the extent that it used to affect me. So when I was a very little kid, basically a toddler, not much older than Tucker, right? I had issues developing my speech, right? I had issues with that. And then they kept having me see professionals and whatnot. And then they figured out that, oh, okay, the way we communicate with this kid is rather than asking, do you want more Cheerios? They would ask, do you want more Cheerios, yes or no? And then if they make it multiple choice, then that makes sense to me, right? Obviously, that's not required for me anymore, right? But when I was a little kid, yeah, that was the case. But I do know for a fact, from the few memories I have of being that age, yes, I was able to I was able to think independently enough to pick fucking clothes, okay? Alright? Because another example of what I just described, and this was me, a fucking autistic special ed kid back then, okay? I had issues developing in some areas, okay? I've sort of compensated for it later, but back then, not so much, okay? And an example of this would be if they were to, let's say they're, I'm getting ready for, whatever, to go to preschool that morning, or whatever the fuck, right? What they would do when I'm getting ready is be like, do you want to wear the green shirt, the blue shirt, or the red shirt? And then I would pick one. But I would be picking one, right? So, it's not like children are these fucking brain-dead robots that vaguely do stuff but don't have any consciousness, okay? I remember being conscious when I was very little.
He did not spring out of bed at the crack of dawn saying, "Hello, father, do you have any high heels that I could place on my feet?" Because...
Well, no, obviously, but if let's say they go shopping together, and then they're looking at different clothes and different shoes, and Chris is just sort of letting Tucker pick whatever the fuck he wants, as long as it fits, then I don't see what the issue is. It's yeah, if they go to the store and they're and it's yeah, do you want to, or alternatively, maybe Chris did pick out some clothes, but gave Tucker the option to either be gender conforming or gender non-conforming. Maybe he was do you want to wear this pair of shoes, this pair of shoes, or this pair of shoes, right? Maybe giving 3 options, a masculine looking option, a gender neutral looking option, and a feminine option, right? And then maybe Tucker chose the feminine. But this, I just don't understand why there is this need to be so fucking uncharitable. But we all know that the reason why Acheeto is making this video is not because he's concerned for the well-being of Tucker. He's making it because he doesn't like trans people. That's literally all there is to it. He sees gender non-conforming people as a fucking threat to him for whatever reason, because he's retarded.
Because this kid's linguistic patterns are still in goo goo gaga tier.
But he can still point to clothes. If Chris is hey Tucker, which clothes do you want to wear? And then Tucker is yeah, and he points to the clothes that he wants to wear, then he's obviously making a decision. Or if a child might not be able to speak, but they might, they might be able to pick pick out clothes, right? They might not be able to you know, construct basic English sentences yet. They might know a few words, right? And then they're able to, like, I don't know, walk through a store, and then they're gonna, if they like a particular type of clothing, they'll walk towards it and smile or whatever the fuck, right? Like, do kids not do that? Same thing with toys. If you take them to the toys section of a store, they're gonna go towards the toys that are the most appealing to them. There are ways that they can communicate this, even if they can't speak.
You understand, right? He's not asking for things like high heels. And on top of that, the kid can barely walk properly, so there is no chance he's gonna wear something like high heels, which you need to learn how to walk in additionally.
Yeah, but do you think that Tucker is gonna be thinking, oh, can I walk in these? No. Tucker's gonna be like, oh wow, they have like the long things on the bottom of them. That's cool. Kids don't fucking think about that. You can't be like, oh well, the reason that Tucker wouldn't have chosen this outfit is because Tucker doesn't even have any semblance of basic human sentience and shit, right? While simultaneously making the argument that, oh, well, you see, Tucker would have logically deduced that because he is unable to walk in normal shoes, for the most part, and can barely walk, that he will be completely unable to walk in these high heels. And as a result of Tucker coming to that logical conclusion, they would never... Honestly, I would say that would be more reason to believe that it was Tucker's decision and not Chris's. What I think happened is Tucker was like, you know, whatever, like saw those high heels somewhere and was like, and signaled, I want to wear them, or like, you know, or whatever, was like putting them on his feet or some shit, something like, even if it's not directly like, whether it be pointing to them and saying I want these, or putting them on, there are ways that kids can signal these things. Obviously, you have to be fucking brain dead to think otherwise, right? And Chris, was probably like, are you sure? These are kind of hard to walk in. You know, you're already not that good at walking. You know, are you sure you want these? So, Tucker would have to be very sure. And obviously, it doesn't make it any harder to crawl, right? So if the kid is just crawling around, it literally makes no difference. So either way, whatever.
You, Chris, decided that you want to take a shoe most often worn by women in their 20s or 30s and put that on your little boy's foot. And I wish you would...
Even if that's the case, like, who fucking cares? It's like, people dress up their kids all the time, regardless of what the kid wants to wear. So, if it was if Chris had a daughter, would you have an issue with Chris letting that daughter wear high heels? Because, oh no, it'll make it so difficult for them to walk. Normally, they can't wear high heels because normally that's for women in their 30s. Or would you be like, oh, that's a cute photo? It's just absurd how people will seethe over the most stupid shit imaginable simply because they don't like trans people.
You would just be honest about it, because if you were being honest, the Snapchat post would read something like, I am a 26-year-old man that is wearing makeup and putting on dresses, something that 99% of 26-year-old men aren't doing.
So you think that the validity of any given action is dictated by the number of people that do that? Do you not see why this is fucking stupid?
This fact deeply upsets me and makes me feel alone, so in order to compensate that and to feel...
Wait, you're just assuming shit.
...validated in my decisions, I'm going to make my little son look kind of like how I look. I mean,
sure, sometimes a father might dress their kids the way that they dress themselves. I mean, yeah. Even if that's the case, there's not really an issue with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see the problem. Like, what? Why? Like, why? I just don't understand the point of this entire moral panic. It's stupid.
This dude bought high heels the exact size of his little boy's foot. He wanted to see his little son wear high heels. He wants to look at his son dressed in a way that 99.99% of 2-year-old boys are not dressed. What?
Okay? Who gives a shit? Let's say that's the case. And ultimately, let's say that there is a chance that Chris was like, "Hey, do you want to wear this outfit, buddy?" And then whatever, Tucker was either indifferent or in favor of it. And then it was like, "Okay, yeah, here's an outfit to try on." And then it's like, "Oh, that's cute. Let me take a picture." It's like, I don't what would it be any different if it was a little girl? Because again, I don't think that the validity of your actions should be dictated by gender identity, or in this case, probably sex assigned at birth, because Acheeto doesn't think trans people exist. But whatever.
What sort of message are you sending to the world or anybody who views your page when you're placing high heels on?
It's not a message. It's a cute photo. What, the message that trans people exist? Oh, no! The message that, yeah, people should be able to wear whatever the fuck they want. Oh, God, what an awful message to spread positive, like, oh, no, that's totally not a positive message if anything is being signaled there. Maybe he's signaling a message, but if that's the case, it's a good message. Like, it's okay to be gender non-conforming, for example, or you shouldn't dress a certain way on the sole basis of what society tells you is acceptable. I just don't get it. It's fucking stupid.
On your son and telling the world about it. This isn't slay, as you put it. This is demented. This is
Demented? Would you be saying that if Chris had a daughter?
genuinely demented. You need to stop what you're doing and get a fucking grip, dude. Question for the boys watching right now. How would you feel if you learned just now that when you were 2 years old, 3 years old, or 4 years old, your father was placing high heels on your feet? And then after...
That would be based. I wouldn't care. Why would I give a shit? What? 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 Like, okay, obviously, for those of you who aren't aware, I don't dress like the most masculine human being on the planet. Just for those of you who just aren't aware, I'm just kidding. Of course, this is a very masculine outfit, obviously. You know, this is peak masculine. Look at my masculine Scottish kilt, okay? Only a real man, you know, would you know, do a little... Oh, God. Oh, my God. I almost fell down. Oh, my God. That scared the shit out of me. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Ah, that was scary. I almost fell down. Look, I'm sorry. But, I don't know. This is making me lose brain cells.
After doing that, he would take pictures of you wearing the heels and post that to his Snapchat story to be seen by millions of people.
Wait, why would I give a shit? Like, even if, let's say I was not queer as shit, okay? Let's say I was, like, heteronormative. I still wouldn't give a shit. Okay? If you, for example, if you asked me when I was 13, and I was super insecure, by the way. Like, I never would have, I don't think I ever would have cross-dressed back then. If I found out that there was a photo of me wearing girl clothes, I'd be like, oh, well, I was, like, a toddler, so I don't give a shit. Like, it doesn't even look like me. I look completely different now. Why would I care? It's like one image of me dressed as a girl. Like, what the fuck? Why would I care? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe everybody else would throw a temper tantrum. Maybe the manliest thing to do would be to cry about how oh no, oh I was wearing a dress when I was 3. Like, Okay, sure. Whatever.
Would you not just feel violated? Like, if that happened to me,
Violated? What? How is that being violated? What are you talking about?
I'm picking up my phone, I'm texting my dad, hey, you got 10 minutes to talk? And then I'm just gonna grill him for 10 minutes straight.
Well, that sounds like you being insecure, okay? Nobody, literally, and I mean literally nobody, who is confident in their manhood, in their masculinity, would be mad about that, because they would know who they are, okay? And they would see that and they'd be like, oh, that's kind of a goofy photo, or whatever. Like, oh, that's funny that happened. I would never wear that. So that's why it's funny, because I would never wear that today. But it's like, if it's a little kid, it's like, who the fuck is gonna look at that and be like, oh god, oh, I'm gonna judge you for the rest of your life for that? Only a shitty person would care, right? Like, no reasonable human being gives a shit, right? And ultimately, no one should give a shit.
With these questions as to why he felt that would be appropriate. When this kid turns 18, I hope he sues for damages.
Sues for damages? What? 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 Is this a joke? Is this a psyop? This has to be satire. There's no fucking way he just said that.
Matter of fact, I hope he sues for the $1 million that Chris had the audacity to flex on Twitter. Bro, Sunny V2...
You want him to sue his own father for $1 million because of one photo where he's wearing fucking high heels? Like, this is the biggest non-issue of all time. But you gotta make a mountain out of a molehill for 8 minutes. 8 minutes of ad revenue, basically, because all he has to do is sit there and bitch and whine about nothing.
You must be feeling vindicated right now, because almost every single day that's passed since Sunny V2 dropped his video on Chris Tyson, he has gotten weirder and weirder. And the
Weirder in what sense of the word?
saddest part is there are so many people that think and feel exactly how I feel about this, but
Yeah, well, that is the saddest part. That you are correct. The saddest part is definitely a lot of people thinking and feeling the way you do, Acheeto. So, you got that right. I guess a broken clock is right twice a day.
but they're afraid to say it because of how Chris Tyson looks. And
No one is afraid to say anything. Have you seen the shit people have said? Have you ever gone to fucking I don't know, kiwi farms? I've visited that site a couple times. It's pretty nasty. I'm not gonna lie. The things that people say about Chris Tyson. They say some pretty bad things about him. Okay? Fuck, people say awful things about me. And to me directly. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they should be afraid to say those things. Whatever. You spread whatever fucking bullshit you want, but I'm gonna make fun of you for it, is my philosophy. But still, to claim that, everybody feels this way, we're the silent majority because everybody's afraid to speak up. No, shut the fuck up. You don't have the popular opinion. The reason that there aren't as many people speaking out against Chris as people that are defending him is because it is a less popular position. Okay?
and they don't want to come across as transphobic or something.
But no, just you are transphobic though. What? Just fuck. If you're transphobic, you're transphobic. Just fucking own it. Like, you are the definition of the word. You would have. I would honestly have more respect for this dude if he just owned it and was like, yeah, I'm transphobic. What about it? Transphobia isn't even bad. It's not even a bad thing. Right? But no. He's got to be a weaselly fucking bitch.
Something like that. They don't want to get labeled as a bigot, and I am not a bigot for
But about that.
simply calling out this bad behavior, because
you thinking that it's bad behavior is why you at the very least have transphobic tendencies, let's just say. All right, I'll be real nice here.
At the end of the day, this is bad behavior. This is not
According to what standard?
how you should parent. This isn't how you role model
So you have decided that you know how to parent Chris's kid better than Chris themselves?
for your son. This is just all
How is it being a bad role model? Have you decided that you know what the ultimate role model should look like?
wrong. But it gets even worse, right? Because you think it's just him posting his son on Snapchat with high
That is what I think. It's basically just that, which is fucking nothing, really.
heels. And honestly, if that was just it, I think that would still be enough to call out. But this f***ing
That would be enough to call out, okay.
weirdo is buying artwork from pedophiles. Mr.
Oh. Okay. Wait. I mean, fair enough. If that happens, then you know, if we just ignore any context that's almost certainly being left out, then I'm sure that that's pretty bad.
Beast's sidekick posted artwork from disgraced artist known for animated CP.
Okay, when did they buy it? Did they buy it before the artist was caught doing that? Or was it after? I don't know.
Dude, you are a psychopath. Get help, okay? Admit yourself to rehab or something, dude. You can't.
Wait, how do you know that it was bought after it was found out that the person was a pedophile? What?
Cannot be out here. Would not be surprised at all if this guy is planning a collaboration with Chris Chan in the upcoming months. Like, at this point...
Why? Because he bought art from somebody, and that somebody just so happened to be a pedophile, but it wasn't known when he was actually buying the art? What?
When we see things like this, I can predict the road this guy is headed down, and understand, too, this is...
Yeah, and you can predict incorrectly, which is exactly what you're doing.
all after he tweeted stuff like this a few years ago. Nothing gets my knob cranking like
Oh, wow. Oh, look, an out-of-context joke. Who would have guessed?
some lolly. If you don't know what lolly is, I'm not gonna ruin your day, but it's basically like animated cheese pizza. Now, I would have been charitable to Chris Tyson here and
It's worse than animated cheese pizza.
say, oh no, he's just joking. No,
Yeah. Well, yeah, he is.
this is just a, an edgy joke. He's
But now that he's trans, it's no longer a joke.
not being serious. But then you look at the artwork that he just bought, right? Like,
The artwork, which artwork?
look at this. Look at the artwork.
Okay. I don't know if that would classify as lolly. It's kind of weird, I guess.
He just bought. This is an NSFW anime girl. I mean, really not that different from lolly. Now,
I don't know.
I'm not going to say that Chris Tyson is an EDP or he's a confirmed...
I mean, is it kind of sussy? Yeah, fair enough. But I don't really think it's that big of a deal. Like, realistically, what is the objective and measurable harm here? I don't know of any.
...pedophile or anything like that, because that would...
Again, Chris didn't know that the person he was buying art from was a pedo when he bought the art. So, like, what?
just be straight up slander. But, like, look at the series of events that I'm bringing up here. Can you not just look at this and think, wow, this is straight up weird? Having an...
No, I agree that it's weird, but I don't think it's worth making a video about. It's not worth making an entire video about, right?
You anime girl painting that was painted by a pedophile hanging up in your house.
Okay, but if you didn't know it was a pedophile when you had them paint it, then it's not an issue. You fucking idiot.
While your kid, who you're putting in high heels,
It's like this. It's this stupid mentality of retroactively deciding that oh, well, Chris is now a bad person for doing this thing years ago. You know, it was perfectly fine back then, but now that Chris is trans, it needs to be like, oh, now they need to be stopped.
walks around that house. Yeah, no, you're strange. You are a weirdo. And I said this earlier, but it's so true that people are genuinely afraid to say anything negative about this guy because
Nah, I don't think so. There's been so many videos and whatnot, and so many people that are against Chris and don't want Chris to be able to live and exist the way that they want to.
Because they think that they'll be canceled, or they think that they'll be, like, labeled as a bigot or a transphobe or something. If they even levy the smallest crumb of criticism.
No, I think a fair criticism could be, like, oh, yeah, maybe don't make that joke. It was kind of cringe. Sure, I could get behind that. But anything beyond that is just fucking stupid.
Toward this guy. And I have to say, if that's how you feel, genuinely you're a coward. You're spineless.
I mean, yeah, but you're also spineless, so it's like the pot calling the kettle black.
You are a snail. You have no spine. You live in your...
Yeah, but that's the pot calling the kettle black. This is coming from the guy who refuses to debate me, by the way. I wanted to debate him on the topic of trans issues, but of course he didn't want to do that because he knows he would fucking lose and that I'd fucking destroy him.
Your shell, hoping that nobody comes after you. And I have zero respect for that, okay? None. If you can't condemn the actions that I've displayed in this video because...
Well, I can't condemn them because they're not that bad. Like, what? There was, like, one vaguely cringe tweet. Or not even vaguely cringe. I'll flat out, I'll straight up say, yeah, it was a cringe tweet. It wasn't very funny. Personally, I wouldn't tweet that. Maybe it was it was cringe. And maybe not good because somebody could take it out of context. But, like, that's about all of the valid criticism that there is.
You're afraid of like how people are going to respond to that, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me because you're spineless. I don't hang around with people who are spineless. Now that being said,
then you must not hang around with yourself.
If you are spineless but you at least understand personally why this is wrong, I don't like that, but you're better than people that would support this.
I mean, I don't like there's a difference between being indifferent and supporting. Personally, I support Chris. But whatever.
Now, if you support this man hanging up anime drawn by a pedophile in his house while...
Wait, how do you know it's being hung up in his house? Do you got a source for that?
While posting his 2-year-old son in high heels on Snapchat.
Oh no. Somebody wore high heels. The world's gonna fucking explode.
Snapchat. Tell me why in the comments. Please, I'd like to have a discussion with you. But yeah,
you want to have a discussion with me, huh? You want to have a discussion with me, Acheeto? You'd love to have a discussion with me, in fact. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, well, guess what, Acheeto? I would love to have a discussion with you as well. Perhaps you would like to debate me, even. I mean, my DMs are fucking open. Yeah. I don't have you blocked on anything. I think you have me blocked on Twitter. Because I was making fun of you for refusing to debate me. Because you're a bitch. But hey, I'm all for reformative justice. If you've become not a bitch anymore, then you know what? Fair enough.
I'm sort of wondering when the internet is going to reach their tipping point with this guy, because for me it was today when I found out that he bought that artwork and that he's dressing up his son in high heels. But, I don't know what it's going to take for some people to sort of get to the point where they're like, yeah, I just don't...
We don't even know why he bought the artwork or what he did with it. So, like, jumping to conclusions is just fucking stupid. Like, yeah, is the art weird? Sure. It's not my cup of tea, that's for sure, but... I don't think it's worth, like, really, this is what you're gonna cancel somebody over? And obviously it wasn't a problem when it actually happened because Chris wasn't trans back then, so who gives a shit, right? But suddenly it's a big deal now that Chris is trans.
Don't fuck with this anymore. I don't even know if that's gonna happen, because if you think about it, the majority of the people that watch Mr. Beast videos are kids, and I don't think kids are on Twitter, and they're not maybe on Snapchat, so they're not gonna see this stuff going on. So the people that are gonna see this stuff are mostly adults, and they weren't gonna watch Mr. Beast probably anyway, because mostly kids content. But yeah, I wonder how many more of these sort of instances have to take place for there to be a noticeable domino effect in which...
A noticeable domino effect. Oh no, there's a huge epidemic of parents forcefully making their children wear high heels. Do you think that's gonna happen? Or do you think that people are just gonna, like, stop giving a shit and be like, oh, yeah, my kid can wear feminine clothes if they want? That's cool, I guess. I think that there's an obvious answer to that.
Which Chris Tyson actually has to, like, publicly do some explaining. It's just weird because I'm
Explaining for what?
beginning to genuinely
Like, what do you want him to do? Like, debate people? Do you want him to become a debate bro? Other people can explain it for him, okay? I can fucking explain it for him, kind of. I'm not that articulate today, but I'd still be willing to fucking debate this loser.
question, what does Mr. Beast gain from working with this guy?
It's his best friend! He doesn't have to gain anything! Fuck, it could make his business do worse! And it wouldn't matter because they're besties! Chris Tyson was there for him on day one! And Mr. Beast was there for Chris Tyson on day one! They're best buddies! What the fuck? This is the same dogshit point that Sunny V2 got clowned on for.
And I understand
I'd like to see more people clowning on Acheeto. Because this is just as fucking retarded.
that they're friends, but I just don't get how you could see this activity happening on one of your friends and just stand by silently. Mr. Beast
Maybe because there's nothing that's actually causing an objective or measurable harm? Do you think that that might have something to do with it?
has created, I would argue, the most successful brand on YouTube ever. He was
Yes, because, your brand is more important than actual friendships. Got it.
offered $1 billion for his channel or his brand or something like that, and he turned it down because it's worth more than $1 billion. So whenever there's
Okay, yeah, and you think that Chris being trans is gonna change that? This is so fucking stupid. Most people who watch Mr. Beast don't give a shit.
drama or controversy surrounding Mr. Beast, if we
What's gonna happen, actually, is they're gonna be... The people that are little kids right now that watch Mr. Beast are gonna see what's happening right now, and they're gonna grow up remembering the evil transphobes who were being horrible to Chris for no reason, and then their hero, Mr. Beast, standing up for what's right. That's how they're gonna remember it, because that's the reality of the situation, okay? A lot of kids are brutally honest for a reason. It's because they don't know how to not be. And that includes sometimes with themselves. Okay? Bigotry isn't something you're born with, okay? It's something you learn over time. It's something you're taught. So the only instances in which a child, and I mean a young child, especially specifically, is gonna be like bigoted or whatever, like whatever, a 10-year-old, it's gonna be because they're repeating what somebody else said. They're repeating either what their parents said or what their friend said. Oh no, my phone died. That's nice. Fuck. God damn it. Alright. Well, that sucks. Alright, I need to fix a few things. Hold on. Yeah, alright. What the fuck? Okay, wait, hold on. Huh? Bitch, excuse me? The fuck? Alright, I guess I'll just switch it to integrated webcam. Okay. Alright, yeah. And then... Oh, that's interesting. I'm sorry, guys. Wait, if I switch it back... Okay, yeah. It's not gonna stay broken. Okay, I just needed to make sure. Sorry, guys. Alright. And then... Wait, what the Oh, wait. Okay, yeah. Sorry about that. And then, I have to do the same thing. Hold on, wait. I'm really sorry about this, guys. Technical difficulties. Alright. Now, okay, yeah. Sorry. Sorry, uwu. Classic YouTube fans stopped using this. What? The fuck? Alright, alright. And there we go. Alright, awesome. Okay, we're back. We'll have to make do with the webcam for the rest of this, okay? Alright. I don't know why my phone died. I swear it was 100% when I started streaming. Fucking annoying. Oh well. I guess I can... Alright, whatever. It's okay. It's alright. You know what? Let's just read chat. We'll feel better, okay? You know what, actually... How could you not think that's a big deal when he's taking care of a child? The art is literally fucked up. Shadman has drawn suggestive art of LT Corbus, who was a child. Okay. Did Chris Tyson buy the art before or after Shadman was exposed for doing this? Because that's kind of an important detail, don't you think? Like, if you want to say that, yeah, the art's kind of cringe or, like, questionable, yeah, I agree. I don't like the art. You fucking kidding me? Chris reached out to me and said Shadman was a popular shit poster at the time, and they bought it for clout and likes on Twitter. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There's your context. I'm not transphobic, but I want trans people to be killed. Yeah, literally every transphobe ever. You'd be surprised at how many parents put their male kids in dresses at some point, and that would be a pretty shaky case unless it's completely based on it being made illegal to share pictures of. Yeah. Femboys are Sigma males. They do not adhere to what other men deem to be manly. Real. So real. You could not be any more correct, I swear. Those heels are baby size for a reason. True. True. You getting your feelings over me allegedly misgendering you isn't a me problem. Just following your logic, ma'am. True. I left Vidly mainly because accounts were getting hacked. A bunch of pedos raided the site and spammed CP, and hacked accounts to spam more CP, and the mods refused to do any. Okay, well, I'm glad I don't use that site. Just came to a bad moment. Well, much love anyway. Thank you, Yakko PC. Welcome to the stream. That fucking sucks. Glad you reported them. Yeah. I'm so lost about this subject matter. Don't worry. It's okay. It doesn't matter if before or after. Yes, it does. Yes, it actually does matter. You fucking idiot. It does matter. If you don't know that somebody is a pedophile, then why is it wrong for you to buy art if you don't think that they're a pedo? You can buy their art and not realize that, oh, I'm buying it from a really shitty person. Okay? And from what I understand, Chris literally just bought it as like a fucking meme. So, I swear to God, legit, I was targeted by one of those fuckers shortly after I started transitioning. Not trying to meme or troll here. Yeah, literally. No, I believe you. People are fucking weird. I won't believe that just because you said that. Ah, yes, it is preferable to take the least charitable approach. Because Imagine using the standard of guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Imagine using that as your standard. When you could just falsely accuse people of shit, you know? It worked out wonderfully, especially, like, in the Slazo situation, and, like, yeah, and in the Quite situation. We all know that not having guilty beyond a reasonable doubt is a great standard to, you know, it's a great standard to not have, you know? It's, you can't just fucking use ignorance as an excuse. What did you want him to do? Read the person's fucking mind? What do you want him to do? Time travel and not buy it? You fucking idiot. You're actually retarded. Holy shit. You don't know what his intent is, first of all. If you want to say, oh, well, even back then the art was kind of sus. Sure, I agree with that. But it wasn't known that the person was a pedo. Nobody knew that. What? Did you want Chris to somehow know something that nobody else knew? That's fucking stupid. Basically, the UN wants to ban lolly. Meanwhile, UN soldiers are word children, and the UN wants to pass a law to normalize doing things with minors. I don't know about that, but that sounds fucking stupid. Yo, what's up? Hello, Juliana Leaf. How fucking dumb do you have to be to assume that, yes, the person who drew this is totally not a pedophile? I don't know. Maybe because it wasn't CP? Like, what? If this was before they were doing weird-ass shit, where they were drawing suggestive, images of LT Corbus, then what? This is so fucking retarded that it just doesn't compute, okay? My brain is shutting down, okay? It needs to reboot. Holy fuck. You just said something so stupid. Just fucking look up who he was. Yeah, obviously now there is information about him being a bad person, but when Chris Tyson bought the art, that information didn't exist. You fucking idiot. Back in the day, Shadman, who was right-wing, was defended because it was considered free speech. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Your average human hears, Cornets, I can't fucking pronounce shit, whispers a bit more each time they're confronted with, no-nonsense pedo shit. There was always information. No, there wasn't. You fucking retard. I'm out of here. Okay, bye, retard. Have a nice day. Or a bad day. I don't care. Alright. I'm gonna go to sleep to go to school. Bye. Bye, Basil Plushie. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Hi, guys. I'm trans. Okay. Cool. Get fucked and you're all 100 view count. Well, it looks like your grammar isn't grammaring today, Sebastian. Maybe you need to stop snorting cocaine and you'll get better at spelling. Holy fuck. I'm just gonna fucking die of brain damage at this point. Holy shit. Some people are genuinely stupid. I swear. Well, I don't know what it is about certain people, but some people genuinely would be better off, like, euthanizing themselves. I swear. Like, it would genuinely make the world a better and smarter place. Okay? Oh my god. Ugh. Alright, oh my god. I wanna die. 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 I'm sorry. The fact people are pissed about Chris Tyson being trans. Yeah, I agree. It is fucking stupid. That shows how sad some people's lives are. True. Literally so true. Like, people will cry over, like, the biggest non-issues. It's like, I don't even know, like, how am I supposed, I don't even know how to be entertaining here, because it's like, what the fuck do I even say? It's like arguing with somebody who's saying the sky is fucking, orange or purple. Like, what the fuck? It's like, no, it's not. Well, maybe parts of the sky are orange during the sunset, but you get the point, right? It's like, or if somebody were to point to a square and say it's a triangle, like, how the fuck do you argue with that? Like, it's conservative rhetoric has gotten so fucking brain dead and mentally insane that it's honestly harder to argue against than actually coherent arguments. Like, that's how fucking bad it is. It's like, oh my god. I'm tempted to end stream unless somebody wants to fucking debate me. In which case, you know, that is, something that could happen. I'll just... Oh, shit. Hold on. Sorry about that. I just had to set this thing up. So, yeah. Anyways, for anybody that wants to debate me, you are more than welcome to join the Discord in the description below, okay? More than welcome to join join with the link in the description below if you want to debate me, okay? That seems unlikely. Alright. Okay, he gave ownership. Okay, look, I don't know about this Vidly site, but it sounds like whatever happened is shitty. I'm not gonna lie, though, I don't really care that much because I don't use the site, so it doesn't really, I don't know. It's like, yeah, shitty things happen. I'm not surprised. I've been so tired and distracted this stream. I hope it hasn't, like, impacted the quality of my performance here, okay? I hope I've not been, I don't know, saying a whole lot of nothing too much. But, yeah. Oh my god. Oh, nah. Apparently, Acheeto also has a video called Sunny V2 was right. This guy's an actual fucking loser. Holy shit. Imagine siding with Sunny V2. You have to be a fucking brain-dead loser. Holy shit. Like, what? How does anybody think this way? How is anyone this fucking delusional? I just don't understand. I don't have an explanation for it. It's like, there's no logic behind their opinions. It's all just a bunch of stupid fucking shit. I heard a saying once, never argue with a fool. The difference may be, unnoticed by onlookers. Yeah, well, you would think. But if everybody is a fool, or a substantial portion of the human population is a fool, or is fooled by fools, sometimes you have to argue against it anyway. It's like, I shouldn't even have to, like, justify the fact that I fucking exist, right? Like, that's fucking stupid already. But, like, oh my god. You're only a fool if you see yourself as one? Actually, oftentimes the opposite is true. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, okay? I see myself as a fool. Yeah, me too sometimes. So Femyoz, you're a fool then? I don't know. I mean, in some regards, look, there's no one broad measurement of intelligence, okay? Like that's why IQ is not anything to go off of, right? It's not because the people that made IQ tests are fucking stupid or anything. It's just that it can't measure certain things, right? IQ isn't really real. Well, I mean, it's real in some sense of the word, but it's real, but it's arbitrary. I have seen smart 8-year-olds. I mean, yeah. But, like, like, IQ is something that exists. It's just not a very good measurement to go off of. It's a measurement, it's just not a good one. And 20-year-olds who don't even know how to operate microwaves, yeah, it's true. Should probably learn that someday. Anyways, yeah, no. Fuck, I don't know. Like, and there are different forms of intelligence, right? And I'm not even just talking about, like, you know, intellectual type of intelligence versus emotional. Like, even if you, like you can break it down way more than that, right? I guess I get it between avoiding being jailed and probably disappeared by Putin given the current climate and his level of paranoia, and avoiding having assets seized. Oof, yeah. I've seen people who don't know the difference, but they think they do. Yeah, I don't know. Some people are genuinely stupid, but I don't know. I think most people are capable of being not stupid, or of being smart, at least in some regard, right? Obviously, there's going to be some exceptions. And in which case, if they're physically incapable, then there's nothing wrong with that, right? It's like, okay, if you're not physically capable and it's not your fault, then, then other people should, go out of their way to help you with certain things that you're not good at, right? Yep. Social quotient carries hard, yeah. There's some brain function to be a bigot. Is there? I don't know. I think it's very little brain function. It's like they're using all 2 of their brain cells to come to the conclusion that trans people are bad. How is socialism bad? No. It's not good if you add the word socialism in front of fucking it. I swear to God. I refuse to believe that you actually believe in National Socialism. I believe you're just trolling. You're just a psyop. If you genuinely were a hateful person, I don't think you would be watching hours of a femboy YouTuber. Socialism needs a whole other word to just be good. No, I think it stands up pretty well on its own, alright? It holds itself pretty well, okay? Wrong conclusion because it is easier for people to believe what someone else told them. Well, yeah, but that's why they're stupid, is because they don't think for themselves. They're an idiot who just they're an idiot who lets people tell them what to believe. And then after they've established that opinion in 5 seconds without thinking about it, then they refuse to change their opinions, and it's set in stone. Because one time somebody told them that trans people are bad. Now they're bad. And now it's not subject to change, because it's already been established. Femyoz is secretly a lizard, guys. Fuck! Lichfalp, don't tell them that. That's supposed to be a secret. What the hell, man? He was sent by the Jews? Yeah, that's true. I am being paid by George Soros. Define a lizard person? I don't know. Me, for example. She just needs King Ye to be in charge of the socialism. Then it's all cool. Yeah, true. True. You're not wrong. I think, yeah, you're right. She probably does. Lichfalp, you need that, don't you? He's gonna use his butt to attract alt-righters, then when they breed him... Look, I use it to attract them so that they change their opinions, okay? He's gonna inject them with poison to turn them into glowing lizards. Or that. I could do that, too. You'll never take me alive, glowy. You better believe I will, okay? I will take you alive, alright? I will convert... I will convert you into a lefty, alright? It is my mission to do that. Look, I don't expect you to change your positions overnight, obviously. Nobody fucking does that. Unless you don't actually believe in anything, right? But if you believe in something, then yeah, I don't expect you to change overnight. But you should at least consider what I'm saying, right? Like, you should hear what I'm saying, and you might not necessarily agree with my political stances, but you should at least interpret it as a valid possibility to consider, right? We're in the Matrix, true. Ironically, you don't sound original in your taunts. Wait, what? We're in the Matrix, guys? Yeah, true. I actually operate the Matrix. Fuck. How did you know? Do you operate the Matrix too? Is that how you know? Or are you just, like, that aware of the world? Breakthrough? Well, goddamn. I thought we had you under control. I thought the woke mob had you guys in check. What the fuck, man? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused. Don't fall for Femyoz, don't breed him. It's a trap. Well, I am a trap in some regards. In some sense of the word. I don't know. But, and that's true in two ways, since Femyoz is a trap and is a femboy trap. Well, I think it's true in one way, at least. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Lichfep, I feel like you're sexually confused right now, and I make you sexually confused. So, you watch my content, and even though you want to be transphobic or whatever, you just can't fucking help yourself because horny takes precedence over opinion for you, which is good. I can use that to my advantage. Okay? Who is guys? I don't know. And comment play Fortnite? No. I am a CIA op, a proud member of NAFO, and I am here to sick the ghost of Che Guevara's ghost on your voting machines. Mr. Beast for President 2024. Wouldn't it be Chris Tyson for President 2024? That's what would make conservatives real mad. Because that's the person they really don't like right now. Femboys are not gay. Dating guys is not gay. Dating women is gay, though. True. Nick Fuentes is gay when he does it, though, okay? Don't, like... But mainly because it's funny to call him a gay little man. Because that's what he is. Because I know that makes him butthurt. And that's funny. He gets all flustered whenever he hears that. About the time when he slept with a femboy. It was like a Nazi Catboy, I think. Like, again, my goal isn't to change your opinions overnight. It's just... Get you to... like, as long as you change some of your positions, right? It's like, come on. Like, for instance, being in favor of trans people is pretty based, right? And, conservative politicians want to make our lives miserable, right? Like, I'm just gonna tell... Okay, you know how there's, like, a bill where, like, one of the things in it is it bans drag? Drag is so vague, it can literally... like, from, like, all public spaces, basically, might I add. But it's so vague. What classifies as drag is so fucking vague, okay? So it can really just include anybody who cross-dresses. And guess who that includes? Yep, that's right, femboys. So if you want femboys like me to continue to be submissive and breedable for you, then you should vote blue, okay? Don't vote for fucking Republicans, or they're gonna push our society away from femboys being allowed to exist, okay? Alright? If you want me to be allowed to exist, don't vote for fucking Republican politicians, okay? Are they a NASA for real, or are they trolling? I don't know. I don't know. I think that it's half joking sometimes. You'll exist. You'll be in the breeding chamber for alt-right. Look, if you stopped with the whole alt-right thing, that would actually be kind of hot. The breeding chamber, I would be down. I would let people put me in a breeding chamber. I'm not gonna lie. But that's besides the point. Okay, there would be no breeding chamber if conservatives had their way. Let's just say. All right, there wouldn't be one. If conservatives had their way, they would just send me to conversion therapy, right? And force me to, or try to force me to be straight, and try to force me to not be gender nonconforming. Well, wait, you actually have a party that doesn't try to actively push back human rights, demographic by demographic? I thought they were both doing that thing, just on a different rate. Well, no. The Democratic Party isn't like great, but like the main criticism there is obviously they don't do enough. They're not far left enough. Like they're very centrist right now. But you know, like they're not like me. Like I'm an actual leftist, right? Like they're not leftists, right? They're like kind of center left usually. But they don't do that. But it's like, obviously you should vote for them because they don't actively make the country worse, right? And they do sometimes promote good policies, right? They do that sometimes, right? It's just oftentimes they just kind of, like the do-nothing Democrat stereotype is kind of true. It's just, I would rather nothing get done than bad things get done. Because conservatives do things, it's just that the things they do are all bad. If there's Democrats and Ribs are trying to take away rights such as restrict free speech, no, it is Republicans that are doing that. For example, with Ron DeSantis, a Republican governor of Florida, with the book banning. Centrist isn't real? Yes, it is. It's called the Overton window. I'm not in the Overton window, by the way. I'm left of it. I'm at like the left edge of the Overton window, maybe. But that's the most centrist. I would say I'm like somewhere close to the left edge of the Overton window, I'd say. Either pick a side or get torn apart by both. True, I guess. But only because a lot of times they have, like... Okay, look. The main reason... Well, I don't know. I think it depends on what type of centrist we're talking about. Did anybody see that video of that place arresting and taking away all those LGBTs? Yeah. It's almost like it's fucking Republicans who are trying to take away our rights and not Democrats, okay? Now, for anybody who knows me, knows that I am a free speech pseudo-absolutist, okay? The only times where I'm not okay with free speech is if there is some direct, measurable harm to the speech. For instance, yelling, you shouldn't be able to yell fire in a movie theater. CP does not constitute as free speech. Shit like that, obviously. But that's because there's like a direct harm there, right? Bomb threats, none of that is free speech. So I'm not an absolutist. I'm a pseudo-absolutist. You should only fight someone for misgendering you. Now, Olivia, I am a man because you're confused. Doesn't mean that I'm confused. No one is confused. You do realize that she's using she, her pronouns for you because it's funny and you get mad. Starting to think you just have a crush on me or something? Like those other base people who are sometimes in chat? Yeah, I highly doubt it. No, unless you do a face reveal. mean, fight as in fist fight. No one has a fist fight over that. No, wait, what? Ah, yes, because the only way to resolve an issue is through violence. As we all know. I know you're born a female. Wait. No, I'm pretty sure Olivia wasn't born female. I'm pretty sure she was born male. I'm pretty sure, like, I think, yeah, what, Olivia, you're trans, right? I remember you saying that, I think. You were, I think you told me you were male to female, right? I could be mistaken. Or either that or trans femme or non-binary. It's definitely one of those. My hands are for everyone. Look, I understand, you know, equal rights equals equal fights or whatever. I don't disagree with that. I feel like you shouldn't be hitting anybody, though, ideally. Unless you're, like, punching a transphobic person, then it's okay. I don't really say based anymore. I just say natsock. Oh my god. I feel like, again, I don't think you actually believe in, like, Nazi ideology at its core. Right. You forgot lizard people? Oh shit. C-class, this is why I hate the term based out of context. I say based all the time. Because it was originally a term used by right-wingers, so I decided it would be funny to appropriate it. Like, that's why I say based and red-pilled. Because it's funny to, like, mock conservatives. It's kind of like how, I feel like, I don't know. It's fun. It's fun. It's kind of like how, Sith Lords, in the Rule of Two era, only used lightsabers to mock a Jedi. Like, that's, like, Darth Sidious, literally, I think it was some book where he said that. I don't remember. That's what I feel like I'm doing when I say the words based and red-pilled. I wouldn't just go and proudly proclaim my love of doggy cock, damn it. What the fuck? Oh my god. Well, if you're Vaush, then you would proudly proclaim your love of horsecock if you're Vaush. But only if you're Vaush, okay? That's the only exception. Like, bestiality is bad unless you're Vaush. Then it's fine. Play Fortnite? No. How many times do I have to say no? Fuck off, I'm never playing Fortnite. For you to realize that I'm never playing Fortnite. Yeah, I'm, like, seeing the effects of those, of that rhetoric. And I'm like, okay, retake the term if you want, but it's kind of early. It's not early. I mock conservative rhetoric all the time. Like, I always talk about how I work for the Jewish cabal, yada, yada, yada. I'm being paid by George Soros. Hunter Avallone does that, too. He plays into that. It's funny. It makes people laugh. People know when I'm being ironic, I think. Usually. It's usually pretty obvious. But anyways, I don't know. You need context. I mean, fair enough, but I mean, the beauty of long-form content is you get context, I think. Unless you're just tuning in right now. I don't know. But, you know. I mean, I don't know. I just think that... Oh, by the way, I'm never playing Fortnite. Just so you know. Ever. I've played it once and I hated it. I didn't hate it. It just wasn't fun, okay? It was boring. Fortnite Battle Royale, was basically, just, oh yeah, you hide in the bush for 20 minutes until there's, barely any people left if you want to win. It was fucking stupid. It's like, why is that Like, why does, like, imagine, I don't know. The game rewarding you for a strat like that just irks me the wrong way, okay? I don't like it at all, okay? That's why I don't like Fortnite, okay? Fortnite, bad. Yeah, I said it. Fortnite is bad. Who would have guessed? I don't know. You better believe I would have guessed. But, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Do you guess? I don't know, man. Mm, But if some self-proclaimed normies who are more far left by social conditioning keep saying it, but there's, like, no explanation. Like, chat's basically... Look, I don't know. I think it just... Words, we need to play Fortnite. No, I am never playing Fortnite, okay? It's never gonna happen. I am never, ever gonna play Fortnite. I swear to fucking God. Edginess is entirely unconnected to how far left or right you are. I think it's that simple. True! Like, like, I'm known for being fucking edgy, okay? Some people on the left literally fucking despise me, okay? They despise me, and they despise Vaush because we're too edgy, okay? I personally love Vaush, though. He's a great guy. Except for when it comes to horses. Then he's kind of sus. I personally enjoy a variety of environments, all with different levels of edge. Yeah, that's true. There's a time and a place for it. As long as you know, like, if you're like, I'm not a fan, that's fine. It's like, as long as you acknowledge that there's a time and a place for it, that's fine. But, like, for instance, like, digging up somebody's old tweets to, like, cancel somebody over, like, an edgy joke or some shit is fucking stupid, right? It's like, you're just, you're going out of your way to be angry over nothing at that point. It's like... If you don't want to be subjected to edgy humor, that's fine. Don't subject yourself to it then. Just don't watch edgy YouTubers if you don't like them. That's fine. Nobody said you had to enjoy Filthy Frank or find him funny. No one said you had to watch me or find me funny. Like, that's the thing I don't understand about some people, is like, it's... I don't know. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, I guess you could say. Right? It's, some may say it's actually illogical, right? Myself included. I would be one of the people saying it's illogical. If they unironically think the reason why society is bad is because, George Soros, is George Soros because the only exposure they got is George Soros money jokes? Yeah, no. Well, yeah, no, Well, I make George Soros joke because it's like, it's such a ridiculous concept, and it's like, and I'm pointing out how absurd it is when I make jokes. Lands from the Surfs is super sweet and wholesome, but sometimes I want someone with the inclination to tell Blair White to go fuck herself. Ah, so somebody like me then. Yeah, exactly. No, it's interesting because sometimes I'm wholesome and sometimes I'm just fucking brutal, right? Like, for instance, like, you'll notice, like, I'm I'm very, like, sweet and innocent sometimes, and then other times I'm, like, just fucking brutal, right? Like, especially in debates, right? Subjected some random normie to search conservative theories on Google without knowing better. That's my only... Wait, what? Not gonna dig up people... I don't know. People who will go out of their way to find old edgy jokes to get offended or hurt over makes no sense to me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me either. It makes no sense. Like... Oh, and you know what pisses me off as well? Is... I don't know if this is just a pet peeve I have, because fucking centrists refusing to have opinions, I swear to God. Fucking people-pleasing some people are willing to do is insane. Can't forget to bring up our legions of gay Jewish Nazis. Oh my god. You mean Zionists? I mean, Jewish Nazis are a thing. They're called Zionists. That's basically... I mean, am I wrong? Am I wrong, though? But yeah, no. What pisses me off almost as much as people going out and finding old tweets is when somebody will defend the person that's getting canceled, but their defense is that it's okay because, like, oh, well, they wouldn't make a joke like that today. It's fine because it's old and it was okay back then, but it's not okay now. And I'm like, no, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? The joke is still fine. There's nothing wrong with the joke even today. The morality of an action should not be dictated by whatever is societally accepted or whatever the fuck. Right? Now, if you want to argue, oh, well, it was wrong back then too, it's just nobody knew it was wrong, you're still fucking stupid and you still piss. But it's like... people like that just fucking piss me off. And it's like, it'll be like an obvious joke that's like actually funny, and it's like, oh, well, the reason it's okay is because it happened a long time ago. It's like, no, the reason it's okay is because it's an obvious joke and it was fucking funny, okay? It was fucking funny, and it's funnier than anything they would have said today. Anyways, I don't know. I am a staunch advocate for you're basically right except for the gay part. I was making a joke about how Russian propaganda treats Ukraine. What? Oh. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, no, every time if I hear the term Jewish Nazi, the first thing that comes to my mind is Zionist. No, the funniest thing is Nazis and Zionists are the same, they're exactly the same in every single regard, except for the group of people that they deem to be superior, that they want an ethno-state for. Want to debate that guy? Which guy? Which guy? Is there somebody in my Discord? Who are you trying to debate? Chook, if you're gonna debate me, you have to have a genuine disagreement, okay? Not, is pineapple on pizza good, uwu? Okay, you gotta have a genuine disagreement, okay? Otherwise, I'm not gonna debate. Ben Sharpenero? Ben Sharpener. That's gonna be another nickname I use for Ben Shitpiro when I'm feeling like, because sometimes, you know, I do have a little bit of a soft spot for Benny Boy, okay? Even though I shit on him all the time, it's like, for whatever reason, he's like the least bad person that works for the Daily Wire. So, like, I have a little bit of a soft spot for him. So when I'm feeling nice, I'm gonna call him Ben Sharpener. Nah, he got an argument. I swear to fucking God, I'm just gonna, like, move you back to audience if you say some stupid shit, okay? Alright. Alright, what do you disagree with me on? You disagree with
no,
me?
I'm saying there's a guy that I know. Remember when I told you there's this guy I know that will love to argue with you?
Ah, yes. Yes, I do remember that.
Okay, so like he said, I was out with him at this car show, and I told him about, he's like, yeah, sure, I'll love to debate this guy. He said 20 minutes. So in 20 minutes, I'll add you to a GC with him, and you can go at it or whatever the fuck.
20 minutes. Fuck. Alright. Because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming for, but, because I was planning on streaming for, like, whatever, like another half hour or whatever, but
I guess that works.
I mean, if you could tell him to hurry up or join as soon as possible, that would be nice. Otherwise, he's gonna miss it, and then he's gonna have to wait till my next debate stream. Anyways, yeah. So the weather do be nice, huh, chat?
I
If
think
you're
they
ever
do.
if you're ever dealing with a Putin shill, just let them know that a card-carrying NAFO member has given you the authority to bring Zelensky's gay Jewish Nazi legions to bear on them. True. The Ben 10 guy picked on me for anti-Semitism. True. I mean, isn't Ben Shapiro a Zionist? I don't fucking remember. I wouldn't put it past him. He's probably a Zionist. Let's be real. It's fucking Ben Shapiro. Who are we kidding? Can we disagree about peace? No. There's only one objectively correct opinion, and it's that pineapple on pizza is bad, okay? There's not a debate there. It's not a debate. It is literally just a fact. Like, end of discussion. There's nothing complex about it, okay? I'm not going to argue.
We need mental institutions for people like for pedophiles, groomers, and people that want pineapple on pizza.
True. True. That's so honestly facts. Legit.
You know, we should just make like a list of like things that people need to be put into institutions for. Send it off to the government.
Literally. Anyways, fuck. Ben Shapiro is 100% a Zionist. Yeah. Honestly. Ben Chaperone. That's a nickname I've heard as well. Ben Chaperone. Ben Shapino. Ben
Is he the ideal
Shabigo.
chaperone?
I call him Ben Chaperone sometimes. I do like the name Ben Shitpiro when I'm feeling kind of mean, you know? He's been super open about it. Oh, I think you're right. For me, the term means Jew nationalist, not IDK. Well, ethno-nationalists are just bad in general. It doesn't matter if you're a Zionist or a Nazi. It's still ethno-nationalism, therefore it is bad. On pizza, you like pineapple? Have you ever considered sending yourself to a psych ward? I think that would be a great idea, Yakko PC. You just said something very schizo in chat. Do what you want with your pizzas. You better believe I will. You better believe I will. I will eat good pizza, okay? The good kind. The kind that doesn't have fucking pineapple on it, okay? It's just not a good combination. Like, pineapple is such a strong fucking distinct taste that it just doesn't belong on pizza, okay? It doesn't go together, okay? Ethno-nationalism is bad. Not on my pizza, please. Yeah. Ethno-nationalism on pizza is almost as bad as pineapple on pizza. Like, come on. Like, anyone who disagrees with that is a psychopath. But,
Horrible.
yeah, literally. But anyways. I wonder how my latest video is doing. Which, if you guys haven't seen Femboy Destroys Femboy Haters Part 5, y'all should watch it after the stream, okay? It's kind of a banger, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna look at the analytics though. Is it doing well? I don't know, man. Yeah, it's doing about the same as a normal video. It's almost above. It's slightly above average, it seems, I think. But yeah. What's the CTR? 7.2, not bad. Not bad. It was higher before though. It was like 9.2 earlier. It was like or I think it was actually, well, for a little bit it was actually like 12 something. I think, or it was 9.3 and then like, oh wait. No, it wasn't. It wasn't 12. No, it's just it was, well, yeah, no. It was 9.3. I'm thinking something. Look, okay, you know what? I'm retarded. I'm sorry. Okay, I need to stop being retarded. It's just something that you know. But I'm gonna ring this, and then I'm just gonna ring this.
I don't think he's gonna join yet. I just made this one so when he does.
Yeah, no, I know. It's just so that I'm gonna. I started typing and like half the people left. They came back though. Yeah. It really do be like that, huh? It really do be like that. Really do
You
be
say
like
how
that.
you say how's the weather, but how's the ground?
I haven't thought about it. I'm sure it's fine.
How's it?
You know,
how's the soil?
the soil is very soily.
I guess so.
I mean, am I wrong? I don't think so.
What about the atmosphere? Oh, he's here.
Hello.
Yeah. Greetings and
Hello.
salutations.
So-
I'm taking a shower. What's going on?
Oh damn, you're taking a shower right now. I
I
was just like,
I said you could call me and like, who is this?
this is Femyoz, some gay dude that makes content on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, I don't care if he's gay. I don't know why you had to mention that, but so this is a streamer. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the guy I was telling you about earlier. You wanted to you
Oh,
were
you
interested
mentioned
in,
something about that.
debating.
I said I don't know. I don't really know anything about that.
Oh,
So,
shit.
so what did you want to talk about?
All right.
What do you think?
What do you what's your opinion on trans people, first of all? I'm just curious.
Trans what?
Trans people.
Like transsexuals or like
Transgender.
transracial? Oh,
Chris Tyson.
Well,
obviously.
gender is a social construct, so I don't think they exist.
Well, just because something is a social construct does not mean that it doesn't exist.
Well, I only recognize transsexuals as having a legitimate identity. I don't think gender is a real word, you know?
So,
I
okay,
did
so is
some
everybody
research on the
non-binary?
subject.
So wait, is non-binary, so is everyone non-binary then? Damn, I didn't know that. Crazy.
No, I mean, like, gender before the 1950s was a word used to denote, like, the masculinity or femininity of, like, a word in, like, romance languages like French. And it wasn't until, what's his name? John Money, the New Zealander, he prescribed this theory or something that, gender is a social construct. And so people who identify as male aren't male because of their sexual identity or how they were born. They're male because
I don't care what somebody did a long time ago. What I care about is what
well,
definitions
he coined the term gender.
I don't care. What I care about is what definitions of words serve the most utility. Okay? I don't care about some fucking backstory. Okay? I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about what a word used to mean either. It's irrelevant, frankly.
Okay.
But either way, now personally, it would be nice if gender or like I guess gender roles really didn't exist or weren't enforced, right? But gender, you know, it does exist, right? The same way that money exists, right? Money is also a social construct.
Well,
They're both.
I don't
they're
believe
both,
in gender though.
Okay, do you believe in money?
No, I don't believe in money that's not on the gold standard. I don't think it's real. I don't believe in fiat currencies. I only believe in hardcore backed gold, silver dollars.
Okay,
that's what I
so
do.
Do you ever use money, or do your parents ever use money?
I spent some fiat currency, but that's Monopoly money. I use Monopoly money when I'm playing Monopoly too.
Okay, I
It
don't care
mean
about
real
Monopoly.
money.
I don't give a shit about Monopoly. When you or your parents use actual
That's bold of you
money.
to assume I have parents. You know, are you just assuming I got parents?
All right.
That's kind of.
Are you gonna actually debate me?
I thought that's what you were doing right now. You're like telling me that gender isn't a social construct.
You're trying really hard to be funny, but it's like
I'm not
it's
trying to be
not
funny. In
working.
fact, I'm not
it's
trying to be
not
funny. In
working.
fact, I don't find any humor in this situation whatsoever. Like, I'm just trying to take a shower right now, and y'all call me.
Okay.
So, where are you from, anyways?
I'm from Kabul, Afghanistan.
You're from Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Wow. I never met someone. No, I've met a few people from Mesopotamia.
Uh,
But you don't sound much like a Farsian or whatever they call themselves back there.
Well, you see, you know, I've gotten really good at English from watching, my favorite, fucking
Seinfeld?
what's, you know what? Yeah, we'll go with that. My favorite anime, Seinfeld. Yeah,
Your favorite anime?
yeah.
Well, good for you. I mean, I don't know how much it can be your favorite if you're not even sure what it's called.
Well, I wasn't even I was trying to come up with something. I mean, you know.
Are you telling me you're fabricating this whole backstory of how you learn
No.
English?
No,
you
I
know,
would
if
never.
you keep
I would
saying stuff like
never.
that, you know, that might lead me to think that you're not even from Afghanistan. And, you know, I know some people who've been to Afghanistan, and it's a pretty country, you know. It's not something to make fun of. It's a real sad thing going on there. Not everyone in that country is some backwards mujahideen, you know. Some of them,
Well, yeah, no
believe it or
shit.
not, are not actually inbred. It's
Well, yeah, no
it's
shit.
real damn
Obviously.
tragedy what happened there.
Well, yeah, no. Obviously, I can make a joke about a country without saying that all of the people are bad. Obviously. Same thing if I joke about going on vacation to North Korea. It's the same shit, right? It's like, I'm not saying that I have anything against the North Korean people. I have something against the country, as in the government, but not the people that live in it, right?
I'm lost. So anyway, if you're not from Afghanistan, where are you really from?
The United States.
You're from the United States. Well, I'm from South America.
Well, damn.
Yeah, you ever been to Arkansas before?
No.
Oh, never mind then. So what do you want to talk about again?
How about let's talk
Trans
about
people.
what do you think about gender hormone therapy?
Well, you should just work with what God already gave you.
Why?
I don't
What
know.
if God
Seems
gave
like
what if
a
God
way-
gave you
it's-
gender dysphoria? What if God gave you gender dysphoria?
Gender dysphoria is a social construct.
No,
I don't-
it is a
I don't know.
it is
Do
a
animals get
physiological
gender
one.
dysphoria?
It is a physiological construct, not a social one. You are wrong.
Oh,
Gender
really?
is a social construct. Gender dysphoria is not. It is a medical condition.
Okay, so it's like a medical condition where someone believes that they are the opposite sex.
Well, it's where they experience a lot of stress for not
Okay.
for not being born the opposite sex, basically. And the way to
Okay.
alleviate that gender dysphoria is to allow them to transition. I mean, this has been statistically proven. You know, there have
Statistically
been,
proven.
yeah, no, the scientific consensus is that
The
gender-affirming
suicide
care,
rates remain the same before and
No,
after transition.
they don't remain the same. You are wrong.
Oh,
Objectively.
okay.
There have been studies.
Objectively,
Do you want me to pull up a study? Or are you an anti-empiricist?
I don't know, but let's
You
suppose
don't
I
know.
was like a really
do
big
you
fan
or
of
do you
dogs.
not need me to pull up a study?
I'm not gonna read it. I can hardly.
Well,
read
I can
what your
read
name
it out
is.
loud. I can read it out loud to you. Do you want that or do you not need
You know,
that?
I could like read some statistics too. You know, like according to the Census Bureau, 20 to 60% of marriages in Muslim countries are consanguineous. You know, that doesn't mean anything. It's just words.
Okay, cool, but I would
I don't
have
give a damn. Why don't you just like
Okay,
say what
because-
you want to say?
because I'm not an anti-empiricist. I wouldn't just be making shit up. I would be reading what actual fucking scientists have written down and what actual statisticians, is that how you fucking pronounce it, have written down. Right?
Well, I'm gonna go pull up a different study that says the opposite. How about that?
Okay, can you link it? Because there are no
Yeah.
there are
I don't give a
no
damn.
there are no
Why don't
studies
you move
from
on? Like I
there
don't
are
really
no-
care. You're
there
the
are
one who's
shut
like,
the fuck up.
you're
There are
like
no
intrapid me.
studies. there are no studies from any reputable sources
Oh,
that say the
reputable.
contrary, okay? Every single reputable source agrees with me.
Objective
You are either...
analysis of what's reputable or not. I say there are no reputable sources that say otherwise.
Yeah, well, you're wrong.
Okay, and so all the sources I believe in are irreputable.
Okay,
and all the
except
all
I
the
can
studies
show
that you believe in are reputable. So who gives a damn about the studies?
So
Why don't
you have
talk about
decided
your
that...
arguments
Oh,
instead of,
shut
like,
the fuck up, you
relying
inbred
on
degenerate
bullshit
loser.
to crush?
Okay? Shut the fuck up, you inbred degenerate loser. Have you decided...
Why are you calling me an inbred degenerate
because you're
loser?
an inbred
You don't know
degenerate
who my
loser.
folks are.
Have you decided that you know better than all of the scientists, psychologists, and medical institutions?
I never said that I did. You're the one who's like bringing up
clearly,
studies, and I'm saying
but
I
that
don't
is what
care.
you
I
said.
just move on.
Okay, but when medical institutions are the ones that are looking at the studies and conducting them, and the medical consensus is that, yes, gender-affirming care has positive outcomes. You are disagreeing with the scientists, psychologists, and medical institutions, meaning you think you know better than they do. When they're basing their opinions off of actual facts. You're just basing them off of feelings, okay? Facts don't care about your feelings, my guy.
I don't know if you ever been to Virginia before and all that kind of places.
I
But back
don't
in
care.
the day, like about
I
the
don't
1920s, all these
I don't
scientists,
care.
sociologists, they believed in
I
a thing
don't
called
give a shit.
eugenics. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've ever heard of it. And it was the main
and guess fucking
scientific
what? And
consensus
guess what, retard?
that there
Science
are some
improves
races
over
and
time.
individuals
Okay.
that are,
I
not
don't
up to
give a
standards,
shit,
and
you
they ought to
fucking
be
retard. Shut the
euthanized.
fuck up. Do I have
Are
to
you
deafen
telling
for my
me that
stream?
you're up against the science of all these eugenicists? But the scientific community disagrees with you. They say that it is morally okay to
because
put down
science
people with
has
Down syndrome.
improved over time, you fucking retard.
What?
Science
Why are you
improves
being so rude? That language is entirely inappropriate for an intellectual discussion.
Because people that believed in eugenics were not using the scientific method. Okay?
Oh, what were they
They
using
had a
then?
different agenda, right? Obviously.
Obviously.
But that
because
being
that's
said,
very obvious.
well, yeah, there's a reason that eugenics has been disproven. Obviously.
How has eugenics been disproven? How has eugenics been disproven? Can you answer that question?
What do you mean? Because
you said eugenics has been disproven. What do you mean by that?
I can pull up this. Do you want me to pull up?
Pull up, but no, I mean, no, you ought to know because you made that assertion.
Because it's a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Based off of what you already know instead of Googling
All right,
it.
you want me to? All right, I'm gonna read something from the National Human Genome Research Institute. Okay.
Okay.
Eugenics is the scientifically inaccurate theory that humans can be improved through selective breeding of populations. Eugenicists believed in a prejudiced and incorrect understanding of Mendelian genetics that claimed abstract human qualities, e.g., intelligence and social behaviors, were inherited in a simple fashion. Similarly, they believed in complex diseases and disorders solely being based on the outcome of genetic inheritance. The implementation of eugenics practices has caused widespread harm, particularly to populations that are being marginalized. Eugenics is not a fringe movement. Since the 1800s, blah, blah, blah. You get the point, all right? That
just sounds... It doesn't sound like... So, you're telling me that, two people with Down syndrome, if they have a kid, their baby isn't going to have Down syndrome too or something?
Did I say that?
That's never going to happen, obviously.
Did I say that?
No, you said that, that's the argument against eugenics and that it is impossible.
No, I didn't.
What you read was
are you fucking brain dead?
Did both
of wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Speaking of Down syndrome, did both of your parents have Down syndrome?
No, neither of them did. Why do you ask?
Well, because obviously you have that. I'm not.
Obviously, I have Down syndrome because I clearly have some kind of speech impediment. And clearly, do you have anger issues by any chance? Because I feel like
I just think it's funny to make fun of you. Well, because everything you say is objectively untrue and a flat out lie.
Everything I say is objectively untrue.
Pretty much.
Okay, well, I
Maybe
just
you're
said what you
occasion-
just said. So does that mean
maybe
what you
you're
said is
occasionally-
objectively untrue?
Hey,
Oh
may,
my
may I
god,
butt
you're
in
so
real quick?
fucking retarded.
May I
Uh,
butt in
Broken
real
clock
quick?
is right twice a day.
My lord.
A broken
Hey,
clock
man.
is right today.
May I butt in real quick?
Go for it.
I'm gonna be honest. So, Femyoz, like I get what you mean. You know, to make your points sound reputable, you gotta speak in an intellectual manner, and it's kind of hard for people to understand what both y'all are saying when you're
Yes,
speaking
because
over him.
Yeah,
because
and I-
insulting
and I
him
do
make you
like-
feel like
yes,
that.
because the
Totally
validity
unfair.
of my arguments is dictated by how mean I am. Makes sense.
The validity of your arguments is dictated by how mean you are, instead of like the logic and the reasoning that
exactly.
you put behind
No,
them.
no, that's
It's
what I'm.
just whenever you disagree with someone,
The point I'm
you type
making.
in
The
your
point
belief
I'm
in
being. I
Google
was
and
being
find a
sarcastic. You
document
fucking
that agrees
retard.
with you.
I was being
Can you
sarcastic.
stop over
You fucking
talking me
retard.
when I'm like,
Then stop saying retarded shit. That's wrong. Fucking idiot.
when
See, that
someone is
makes
God
like
damn,
trying to
you sound
talk
like
to you,
nobody
and then you
You're an
just
actual
start like
moron.
talking over them,
Because
calling
you
them
say
retarded.
so much
That's not how
retarded shit.
you.
Bro,
And
I'm
I
gonna
have
be
to-
for
I
real.
have
When
to-
you,
I
I have
really
to
don't
fucking
appreciate you using the
spoon-feed you
R
because
square
you're a
so fluently
retard.
like
I have
that.
to fucking
When I-
spoon feed you because
When I-
you're an anti-empiricist.
Why are you so mad?
You are against what the scientific consensus is, based on
I
nothing
never.
but your
You guys.
feelings.
First
The
of all, you're putting, like,
scientific
words in my
consensus
mouth because, like,
is in
I hardly
favor
said
of
anything about
gender-affirming
transsexuals,
care.
and then you're, like,
The
assuming what I
scientific
believe right from
consensus
the get-go.
is in favor of gender-affirming care. So by
Okay,
not
okay,
being,
Ben, yeah.
shut the fuck
Have
up,
you-
retard. I'm not done. You inbred fucking loser. Okay? The scientific consensus is that gender-affirming care benefits the fucking well-being of trans people, okay? It's been scientifically proven, all right?
Yeah.
So by saying
And it's been
that,
scientifically
shut the fuck up,
proven
I'm not
that
done
they,
talking,
get suicide
idiot.
rates.
Okay? By saying that you are
So you're allowed to
Sorry,
overtalk
Shut up,
me, but I'm not allowed
retard.
to
I'm
overtalk
still
you.
talking, retard.
I was
guys,
talking
by
to
saying
you.
that you are
against
by saying that you are against gender-affirming care, you are saying it would logically follow that you would be against the scientific consensus. This is very basic shit.
I don't think that is the scientific consensus. I think most
Do
of it's
you have
neutral.
a study?
because it's
Can you send me a
irrational
link
belief.
to a study then?
I'm literally in the shower right now. I don't have my laptop open. I don't know if you
Sounds
got
like a
that.
bullshit excuse. So you made it up. Your
What do you
sources
mean
are
I made it
accurate.
up? I'll
So
go
you
check
made
it
it
in
up.
on Google right now.
Okay,
I'll go
good.
do the same thing you did. Hold on.
Okay.
You post transition transsexuals
Just look up
have
gender-affirming
the
care
same-
statistics.
have the same suicide rate.
Also, even if it was the same
Teen
suicide rate.
suicide is death risk in transgender people results.
Oh,
Suicide death
you're gonna
risk.
bring up the Swedish study, which basically found nothing and has been misrepresented by conservatives, aren't you? That's what I'm guessing.
I don't even know.
Because that's what every fucking
Okay, so
transphobe
whatever.
does.
So you just gave an example of a study that disagrees with you.
Of a
so I don't
study
even
where
need to bring
no,
that
I'm
up.
giving an example
Prove the
of a
point.
shut
How
up,
about you,
retard.
like-
I am giving
how
an
about-
example of a study that has
You
been
pause for a
misrepresented,
second?
where the actual author came out and said this is not what the study says.
Could you like pause for a second because you keep interrupting me?
Sorry,
whenever try to
I
open
forgot
up.
how that you're slow and I need to talk to you like you're a
I just
third
wanted to
grader.
say that I don't know. I don't think you've ever actually been in professional debate tournament before, based off of the
Did I
immaturity.
say I
and
say
lack of-
I was in a
Can you stop
professional debate
interrupting
tournament?
me?
Can you shut the fuck
Could
up and
you
actually
stop
address my
interrupting me,
points?
please? I was trying to
How
talk
about
to you
address my actual
about
points?
how
Hey
the
retard,
the
address the
behavior you're
points.
showing.
Hey
You
retard,
literally
address
cannot
the
even.
points.
You can't even stop talking for more than 10 seconds. That is just how like.
Well, if you say something that is
that's just how
objectively
pathetic you
incorrect,
are.
then I need to correct you and tell you why you're wrong, because any point
I need
that
to
you
tell you.
make
Okay, well, I'm
following
telling
that is
you
going
that
to
it's
also be
not
wrong.
very. I'm trying
Oh
to
my
tell
God,
I
can
don't
you.
you-
care.
Interrupting
care
if
someone
y'all
every
animals-
time they open
feelings.
their mouth is not.
I don't care if it
Can
hurts
both
your
y'all
feelings,
animals stop
retard.
talking over each other? Jesus,
How am I
treat this
supposed
shit like a
to?
crosswalk.
How am I supposed to present my argument if while I'm like
You don't
speaking
have an
and before I
argument,
can
you
even-
fucking retard.
Bro.
You have no studies. You haven't
Hey,
pulled up a single study.
Guys,
let me inject real quick. So listen, you know how like when you sound irrational and you start yelling, it like kind of folds your argument. You gotta let your enemy. So I'm gonna be on. So let's say I'm on a feminist side. You gotta.
I don't.
What you
care.
gotta do is you gotta when you make him go on, start getting angry, you just sound like a lunatic whenever you start yelling, going over each other. Also, nobody can really understand what y'all saying when you're talking over each other. So how about this? When you're like y'all done talking, then talk, all right? Because when you go in there, like wait after to ask the question, because I can't hear shit. Nobody can really hear shit when y'all are sitting here talking over each other.
I get the point. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I was trying to say to you is, how am I supposed to present anything if you interrupt me before I can even finish my sentence and then start straw manning
you for a source.
like what you're doing right now? I haven't even finished my sentence, and you're right back to interrupting me. Like, you've shown a severe lack of any kind of reasonability.
Maybe you should be more concise.
Or you are continuing to interrupt me before I finish talking, and I see like absolutely 0 point in continuing to discuss anything with you. You're doing it again. Like straight up. I'm just gonna hang up because this is the most unprofessional conversation I've had ever.
What do you want me to
I've been
do?
to actual debate tournaments.
Do you want this to be like a fucking business meeting? Fucking
Damn.
Why are you friends with that guy? He's a fucking retard. What did he expect?
I don't know,
a fucking business meeting?
I'm not so sure.
The point is to tell him why he's wrong. Like that's why I had him on.
Exactly.
Here.
Yeah. That's what exactly. Yeah. And when you sit, I'm just saying that it was kind of hard to understand what both y'all were saying when you're talking over each other, and it makes you sound a bit, you know, like let's say somebody new joins the GVC, somebody new joins the stream, like, oh, I don't really know if I want to support this Femyoz guy because he's calling him the R slur every time he speaks. Like that's kind of the consensus.
Because conservatives don't have an issue with the word retard. So
true.
No. In fact, conservatives actually enjoy that kind of shit. Because ultimately,
yeah, guys, I'm not so sure what he is. Like, I'm gonna be for real.
If somebody is going to deny science and not pull up any sources, then all I can do is make fun of them. It's like they've already lost the argument as soon as they bring up as soon as they make it very abundantly clear that they are an anti-empiricist. They are anti-science. And he made that very clear. He just wanted to ignore all of the science, all of the data.
Sure, I knew he was going to come up with that because he's he keeps talking about the Lord's Day. He was talking about the Lord's Day today and how you're not supposed to work on the Lord's Day and shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking
He's a very religious man.
Yeah, he's also very brain dead. That would explain why there's so much brain rot in that man. Holy fuck.
I'm friends with a lot. I tend to try to make friends with all different kinds of people, both on the right and the left.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I would not.
That's how I know him.
Personally, I could never be friends with someone that insufferable. Holy shit. I get wanting to surround yourself with a variety of different people, but if that variety includes people that are as insufferable as that guy, holy shit.
Usually when I hang out with him, he's not that insufferable. He just is he tends to be very historically talks about history a lot and different matters like that.
See,
like when we were walking home, we were walking to his house, right? And we got this communist fucking outfit, this like from this fucking store, right? He got this like East German communist uniform, right? And he starts speaking German the entire way up the hill. And he's like being like, "Wow, I'm taking offense. I'm taking offense to how you're butchering my accent and shit like that."
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, ultimately, good for him. I mean, that's fine. I don't really care about that. It's just, you know, when somebody is so insufferable when it comes to actually like serious discussions or discussions that are meant to be serious, it does turn into blood sports when you know you're just denying reality, right? It's like I don't think there's anything I can do to make him look worse than he's making himself look, right? So all I can do is bully him, right? Because it's like he was literally saying that science from the 1920s is just as valid as modern science. Like,
I know how I know him, he takes religion, he takes all these studies against all that stuff. He thinks he thinks that all that stuff with, you know, trans people and all that, it's a social thing. And what else is it? And and he tends to be a bit. And I half expected him to be trolling, because that's what he does like all the time on like Omegle and shit. He'll sit there and just fuck with people. So
he was going to, and then I started doing it back, and then he got annoyed and actually started talking. But
He ta-
yeah, no, I
He was on the debate.
yeah,
He
I
got
don't
kicked
know.
out he got kicked out the debate team in my school because he was getting very radical.
Oh, I think that him being insufferable would be a better reason, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It was like it's like I'm gonna interrupt somebody if they are like lying about shit or say something that like everyone knows is untrue. It's like no, you like because if they're gonna build their arguments off of that, they're wasting their time because the thing they're building their argument off of is a problem in of itself, right? It's like all of like I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if he was also a Christian presuppositionalist who believes that God is real because the Bible said so.
You're not wrong. You just predicted. You got that right.
Yeah, I can tell. I wonder if he thinks that the Earth was created 5,000 years ago.
We're walking down the hill, like okay. So I'm gonna say that every time where we're at. So we're walking down the hill, and he's literally like, the first this first deadly sin is pride, and he started going on about like, oh yeah, and when you're prideful of yourself, that's a sin. And he's gay, and he's like, oh, and then gay people, they're being prideful. It's a sin and shit. I'm like, damn.
Oh god. See, I would just start bullying him at that point. It's like, what else can you do, right?
I mean, I'm saying they're like talking to him. I'm like, yeah, I guess so. But what do you consider pride? Like, are you considering the being boastful about your ego, or are you talking about the LGBT pride? It's like, no, just being He's like, being making your entire personality. Like, yeah, but isn't pride being prideful is just being annoying to other people, and that's not that much of the LGBTQ. They just do what they want to do.
Yeah, like
And he
we're
said
just
also
chilling.
another thing is humiliation. Exactly, bro. We don't really do much. And then there's like the
Exactly.
other part where like he was like, oh yeah, then you got being no self-worth or something like that. He's like, oh yeah, how could you go outside like that? And like that's like also a sin or some shit. I think it was something in the Bible, but
Yeah, I don't
it
know.
was
I
something
feel
like
like
that he was talking
I feel
about.
I feel like a religious debate would have actually been more civil, if anything. Because it's like I feel like all of his
y'all dug into that.
all of his presuppositions, I believe, were based on religion. So every time he would say something wrong and try to build an argument off of that, I stopped him because he was being retarded. But I feel like if I actually had gotten to the root of the issue, which is religion, let's be real, then I think it would have gone better, frankly. Because
I mean, yeah.
Because like, no matter what the data says, no matter what I say, he's gonna be dishonest with the framing of his argument. He's gonna argue in bad faith, and that's exactly what he did. Because anything that goes against his retarded presuppositions, he's not willing to.
I mean, when you're
accept that
the whole
those
point
realities.
of debating, the whole point of debating is defending your point at like all costs, usually, or finding a resolution to it.
What about being intellectually honest and changing your position if you're wrong? I think that's the point of debate.
That is the point. The point of debating is to figure out issues through arguing and basically seeing which idea is better. I think that what's it called? I feel like maybe if y'all weren't screaming over each other, it would have been definitely a lot easier to. Y'all would have continue this conversation if y'all weren't yelling over each other. But unfortunately, you both were getting heated.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. Not
he
really
was an
him as much, but
anti-empiricist. I don't know how much value there would have been. Like the discussion would have gone like unless we started talking about religion, our discussion would have gone like this. All of the studies show that gender affirming care is beneficial. No, they don't. There's probably studies that don't say that. Okay, can you show me them? No, I'm showering. Okay, so you just.
I heard the shower
then.
in the background.
Yeah, it's like,
but
like, don't say that there are studies, and then refuse to show me them, right? Like, you can't use that as an argument and then back out.
Exactly. I know. Maybe I feel like he could have at least been like, "Oh yeah, go to this site," or he was referring to a site. I think the Sweden one, like you were saying.
Yeah, he was. It had to be this. Yeah, like every single and like even if it. And I was gonna mention that even if it's a net neutral. Let's say then they should have the right to do it. There's no harm being caused, right? So it's like if it doesn't do anything to the suicide rate, then it's like, shit. I mean, who cares, right? It's like they can do what they want. It's not harming anybody, but either way, but there have been other studies that have proven it. Literally, all the Swedish study proved was that it didn't increase the suicide rate. It didn't even prove necessarily that the suicide rate stays the same. All it did was prove that it doesn't increase it. That's all that. But whatever.
Yes.
And that's for that's like for the surgeries, right? That's for surgery. For HRT, like it's not even like it's not even like a question, right? It's like very clear cut, right? It's like, yeah, the suicide rate significantly goes down. So you have to like fold your arms and say, "Nuh-uh, that isn't real." It's like, okay, well, then you're just wrong. Like, what am I supposed to say to an anti-empiricist like that? Like, the only thing I could do to change his mind, which would take ages, by the way, and I didn't want to do like a 2-hour discussion.
When you
especially
refuse to be flexible with your knowledge and the other person's knowledge, you just kind of fumble.
Right. Well, I think.
Sorry, you're saying.
Ultimately, I think, I could have argued about religion, and like that's the only thing that would change his mind potentially, at least long term. Otherwise, he's gonna like all of the reasons he gave for believing what he believes it's just shit that he's making up in his head, to sort of justify the because he knows that his actual reasons, for why it's wrong are just religious ones, and I'm not religious, so it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
he was going off the
reason,
Bible, which I mean, is not really reputable that much. It's not really that reputable.
Yeah. Yes, my favorite scientific study, the Bible. I really liked the part of the Bible where Jesus conducted a study with a cohort of 40 trans kids to see if gender affirming care would benefit the youth.
Jesus was the true Bill Nye.
For real. What if Bill Nye was Jesus reincarnated? That wouldn't surprise me.
I think that's probably true. I think the closest person that's probably reincarnated into Jesus is I don't know, who is the modern day Jesus?
Me.
Okay, well, yeah, but there. That's possibly true. You're just Jesus. Went back on his words.
Yeah. I think I
Nah, Bill Nye's Bill Nye's a true Jesus.
Well, you see, as we all know, God has access to more than 3 dimensions. I mean, he's God. He can do whatever he wants. Therefore, he can have.
He has creative mode.
He can. Yeah. Well, he can. Yeah, he has creative mode, so he can spawn multiple sons of God with the son of God spawn eggs. So, yeah, that's how it works.
What if one of the sons, let's say like it wasn't just Jesus, it was like multiple sons. What do you think happened to the other sons? Were they just like killed or murdered, or like did they have some disease and died?
I don't know.
They don't really mention that.
I guess we'll never know.
Yes. Jesus decided to Jesus's brothers decided to dip when they realized Earth was not going to be a good investment.
Yeah, they just decided, you know what, fuck this. It's like, okay.
Yeah, oh shit, this is gonna happen in 1940, in the 1940s. No, we're good.
Oh my god.
Oh, what? They're gonna start arguing. They're gonna start having pointless arguments with each other. Nah, I'm out of here.
I feel like
now they're gonna nuke each other.
I feel like the guy that you had debate me.
That I brought on.
Yeah, the guy you brought on. I feel like I could be wrong on this, but I feel like he's also is he an anti-vaxxer?
No, he's for vaccine. I've never actually
What?
asked him about that before. I don't know.
I would
I don't think he's an
assume
anti-vaxxer.
I would think he's an anti-vaxxer because
He's
he talked about well, you should stay the way that God designed you. It's like, well, he designed you without the vaccine. So it's like, okay.
Why do you think so many people died?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Here's something
all just a bunch like it's like he contradicts himself like as if that's like some sort of like good art, like, and then he acts like it's all smug, like he made a good argument. Like that's why I was getting kind of pissed off. It's like, dude, you're blatantly just either making shit up or contradicting yourself, and it's like, okay. And then
let's just say that he likes to be.
He had to pivot and then cry about like me being too mean or whatever. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I know he tends to do that when he sees that his opponent's getting angry. He'll use that, be like, "Oh, why are you getting so mean?" And he'll be like, "Oh, why you this hurt my feelings and all that." I remember with like some other argument and shit, he was sitting there arguing with people and they're yelling at him. He's like, "Why? This is like, are you like?" It was about some gender shit. And he was like, "Hey, boy, what are you doing?" He's like, "Are you assuming my gender?" Like he just yelled at them when they were like trying to yell at him for some shit. I forgot what it was, but I think it was him just he was speaking German. He knows a bit of German. He was speaking German. These girls yelled, "Why are you speaking Nazi?"
Okay, yeah.
And then he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, you heard me, boy."
Okay, yeah.
I know they were. And he's like, "Are you assuming my gender?"
I mean,
Yeah,
I would say in
really
that
dumb.
in that one instance, he was actually in the right. I'll give him that. Though the joke was cringe.
He'll take.
He was still cringe.
I know he'll take that.
But yeah,
he'll take that, like, that the whole thing where, like, like, "Are you assuming my gender?" and all that, and use that to his advantage. And it's kind of funny when he sits there like, "Are you assuming my gender? Are you saying that like, use people's like use people's like ideologies against them when they get mad and shit."
Yeah, well,
which I mean is a golden move, but it's a bit of
that. It only
scummy.
works if you're arguing with fake leftists who virtue signal. If you argue with me, like, that just doesn't fucking work. It's like, I'll just ask, what the fuck are you talking about? When was this ever my position? Could you name one instance? And it's like, the answer's no.
I don't think I can answer. Wait, my bad. Them, ma'am. It's here's another thing. Here's where I think the religious part comes from. Yeah. Here's where the religious part I think comes from. So here's something interesting about him. His family comes from Siberia. His mom was born in Siberia. And he's like I think he's an Orthodox Christian. So that's where that comes from. He was raised in an Orthodox Christian household.
Now I feel bad.
And also he just tends to be edgy online.
I'm fine with the being edgy online thing. I don't care about that, obviously. It's just, I don't know.
That would be hypocritical of you to put
care
down
about that. Yeah, it's like, but he got mad at, but he was kind of hypocritical because he got mad at me for being a little bit too edgy. So,
I mean, yeah, I don't really know if he's not necessarily edgy. He just likes to fuck with people on the internet, be a bit of a troll. Like I said, troll, but I mean, literally, let me read his Discord description. "I'm not racist anymore." What does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells me I'm not gonna take him seriously. That's what it tells me. Not that I was ever going to, as soon as he decided to be an anti-empiricist, but
Very anti.
Or
yeah.
Only pro-empiricism when it suits his narrative or supports his argument, which is basically never. That's why he was like, well, actually, the scientists in the 1920s believed in eugenics, and it's like, well, yeah, but other scientists prove them wrong. So, like, what? It's like, okay, if you can find science that proves that disproves the efficacy of gender affirming care, I mean, go for it. But I have yet to see that.
I remember he was. So here's something else. Yeah, I forgot what we were talking about, but he was talking about about how the whole we were talking about trans stuff and all that, and how the LGBTQ is like how that works and shit. And then he was like on about, oh yeah, how the guy that they upheld for trans research I forgot what his name was, but he was a guy that apparently took two twins, cut
Oh my
cut
god,
one
I
of the
know
twins'
about that.
dicks
Yes.
off,
Yeah,
and
I
then
know about
turned him into a
that.
girl, and the dude killed him, and the dude killed himself, like
The
in the,
fact
like
that
I think
he
like
would
into his
use
teens.
that, the fact that he would
And
unironically use that as an argument is so
I know, and here's the thing,
pathetic.
and the reason why the reason why that's wrong because that child didn't have gender dysphoria. That child
Exactly.
probably, if he was left alone, he would have been a normal man.
Exactly. Like, he was given
And-
gender
and-
dysphoria. Because
And
he
I think the
wasn't
reason
trans.
why he probably killed, and the reason why he killed himself because he was like, oh my god, my shit's ruined. Like, what the fuck am I? And he just killed himself out of either confusion
Yeah.
or disgust.
Probably, yeah, it's like, yeah,
But-
exactly. It's like, but like, that's what trans people experience when they don't transition. So it's like,
But
he doesn't even realize that it actually supports our argument that gender dysphoria
Apparently
is
the
real.
I know he was also claiming that apparently the doctors that did that is upheld in the LGBT community highly for for that research and shit.
What's
Or
his
something like
opinion?
that.
What's his opinion on the law of non-contradiction? I'd love to know.
Non-contradiction.
The law of
That's a law?
non-contradiction. Well, it's not like not in a legal sense. In a it's like something used in philosophy, right? law of
I'm not so
non-contradiction.
sure.
Something
law
tells
of
me he's not.
non-con-
Something tells me he doesn't like that law very much. But he would probably say that he does, but in practice he wouldn't. Which would even make it. I mean, that would be multiple layers of contradiction, really.
I don't think he. I mean, from what his argument, I think you should be able to see what the non-contradiction, what he's on about with that.
I mean, he
I'm gonna be for real.
contradicts
I've never really
himself
heard of
constantly.
that kind of law.
Yeah, most people haven't.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I could see him.
Yeah, I know. I'm literally looking up right now.
But yeah, I feel like the law of non-contradiction is the bane of his existence because he contradicts himself with every point he like. It's like he has to be arguing in bad faith because it's like there's no way somebody is so stupid that they contradict themselves. Like 2 sentences later, it's like, come on, there's no way. There's no coherent ideas, right? It's like you're just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks, and it's so obvious.
Bro's got to find the fan.
Anyways, I'm gonna end stream soon. Is there anything you want to say to chat before I end the call?
Gamer person, the Christian guy, he's not racist anymore.
Well, damn. I guess he's
I
not
think.
racist anymore. He only,
I guess
He's-
he's not.
yeah.
Remember,
Anyways,
remember,
see you.
follow your Bible, kids.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Well, follow the gospel of the flying spaghetti monster. Anyways, yeah. Okay, that was interesting. My brain cells kind of disappeared after debating that one guy, but oh well. This guy is a narcissist. Oh yeah, absolutely he was. It's like absolutely was. He was just anti-science. Science is eugenics. Yeah, exactly. It's like anti-science is eugenics, okay? People refusing to use the scientific method is what led to eugenics, okay? No one ever used the scientific method when they were in favor of eugenics. Okay, they came to a conclusion and worked backwards. What if God gave you curable blindness? True. It's like, oh, what, like, if he's, with the argument he made, well, God made you this way. It's like, yeah, but he made you with gender dysphoria. The other route I could have gone with was okay, but God, so should you not treat cancer because that's the way God intended you to be? Or did he not intend for you to have cancer? In which case, does he intend for you to have gender dysphoria? Does he intend for you to be of a certain sex? No, people can't transition. Bullshit, I claim. Real. Trans people, same gender group. This seems unproductive. Dude isn't even interested enough in the subject. True. Wouldn't explain why that seems to be the case, even with late transitioners. But I'd be surprised if it wasn't part of it. Because there's no superior race, and maintaining genetic diversity is the best bet we have. Yeah, true. Can we ask him if they need classes? Oh, I didn't even think of that. We ask them if their head has any weird bumps. Yeah. I don't even know if they defended eugenics after calling science eugenics as a I don't know. I would say they're defending eugenics, but considering the fact that he doesn't agree with the fact that science exists, I don't know. Not productive at all. Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be productive, so I just started roasting him. This isn't working. You're too heated and need your research doc ASAP. Yeah, true. But it's like, giving them a chance to be an idiot sometimes. Yeah, I could have done that. I probably should have. It's like, but like if you lie, I have to cut you off, right? Anyways. Now no charitable. Well, yeah, I wasn't. Well, it was obvious that he wasn't being charitable to me, so why was I gonna be charitable and nice to him? He was never arguing in good faith. Hey, Femyoz, did you hear that a fellow Vaushite bodied Matt Walsh in a debate? It's so crazy. I saw the video title, yeah, but I didn't watch it yet. I haven't watched it yet. Who knows? Maybe I'm the next Vaushite to body Matt Walsh in a debate. I will have a research doc by then. I'm just lazy, okay? And it's like I don't need a research doc, because it's like nobody can fucking beat my talking tree, right? It's like, I was surprised he like acknowledged gender being a social construct. It's a very weird thing. Normally transphobic people conflate sex and gender. So he took a very weird approach. But then he said gender isn't real. Which doesn't make any And then I brought up money as a comparison. It's like, well, money is real in that it's something we use. It has value that society gives it, right? So it's like, there's utility to money. But I don't think that gender serves much utility. But if gender is going to exist, we should define it in the way that serves the most utility, right? And being accepting of trans and non-binary people does serve the most utility in that way. It minimizes human suffering and maximizes human happiness. Hello, Dexity official. Fair warning, the original VOD has audio tampering. Still watch it though? That's fair. I don't care that much. But, yeah. I think it's worth a watch. Watching a fellow Vaushite fucking destroy Matt Walsh. It's like Vaush is like creating an army of little Vaushites who are like insane at debate. I should watch more Vaush. I really like his stuff. He gives good advice, especially when it comes to like rhetorical approach. So I think that's like the only reason I'm even like kind of good at debate. That and watching Hunter Avallone. Those are like, Hunter Avallone is where I got the strategy of here's a bunch of studies, lol. But like the thing is like all the studies agree with me. I can literally, like, I don't even need a research doc. I should have one. But even though I don't have one, I can still use studies because I can literally just click on a random study from a .gov site or a .edu site and it'll agree with what I'm saying. And if it doesn't, then I might change my opinion. But like, because I'm not somebody who's intellectually dishonest, right? It's like, well, if a study proves me wrong or a study that disagrees with me exists, I'm not going to pretend like it doesn't. But yeah, no, he literally took the Sneeko approach. What's your opinion on him and ContraPoints beef? Vaush is based and ContraPoints is cringe in that situation, which is really unfortunate because I like ContraPoints. I haven't watched that many of her videos, but like, she makes good shit. It was like, and I did watch the entire video essay that she made, the one with Vaush in it, and it was like really good except for the part with Vaush. Like when I was watching it, I'm like, okay, Contra, you're being cringe. Come on. You're like, come on. It's like, stop being the joke police. It's fucking absurd. But yeah, no. Vaush did nothing wrong. Let's be real. Contra should know better. Contra should know better. It would be one thing if it was like, I don't know, an apolitical streamer saying some stupid shit, or somebody that hasn't like if it was somebody like me, even okay, if I were to say something like, if I were to have her take that she has on Vaush, it would be understandable, right? It's like I'm still new to this, right? Sometimes I'll have like a bad rhetorical approach, or like I might be like a little bit wrong about something every once in a while. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head. I mean, let's be real. When have I ever been wrong? I don't know. But yeah, no, but like, I don't know. It would make sense if somebody as inexperienced as me said what Contra said, but Contra has been in this space for so long, and even I know better than her. It's like, political streamers are cringe in general. Am I cringe? Wow, okay, Frogtown, I see how it is. I see how it is, CatboyKaiTV. Wow, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I must be the exception to the rule, though. If that is the rule. You know, good thing I prefer act utilitarianism over rule utilitarianism, right? Also, one more thing. Look at the song Sassy Shooters. It was the song that the Matt Walsh hacker referenced. I might have to do that, yeah. I'll do it after stream, because I'm going to end stream soon. So, yeah. Anyways, goodbye, everybody. And, oh, you thought I ended the stream, idiot. God, you guys are so stupid. I can't believe you would think that the stream was over. Just because I said goodbye doesn't mean that the stream is ending. Anyways, smash like and subscribe if you haven't already. Go watch my latest video. It's a banger, okay? Femboy destroys Femboy haters, part 5. You don't want to miss it, okay? It's been out for not that long. And as a former communist Femboy warlord, you were never a communist or a socialist, which is probably the most preferable. I don't know. I don't think any ideologies are perfect, but socialism is like the least bad one. I don't know. Well, in terms of like more like economic ideologies, that is. Obviously, you can be a socialist and have bad opinions still, right? You could be like anti-trans but a socialist, hypothetically. It just isn't common. See ya. Goodbye In League with Satan. Goodbye Frogtown. Goodbye Yakko PC. Goodbye Dexity Official. Goodbye Olivia Bean. Goodbye everybody. Goodbye Zeroid. Those are the most recent people in chat. Anyways, I will see you all in the next one.